Let me know if you guys can hear everything all right. Caleb, what's going on? Jack. A lot of people. HLE, Show Speed, Dude, Sandra, Jaden, Tristan, Leafs, Gold, Brendan, Duffy, Dylan, what's going on, guys? Magma. Obviously waiting for this draft. What do you think about the Seth Jones deal? I think Columbus made out like bandits. I don't know if you guys can see this here. Well, I guess it was on Cap Friendly too. Probably gonna have Cap Friendly up for most of this. I can close that there. Let me hide that here. But I mean, 11th or I guess 12th overall because Arizona forfeited their pick. Second rounder, 2022 first round pick next year, which could be an insane pick because apparently, like, even if Chicago wins a lottery, it'll move to 2023, but then the 2023 pick's unprotected. So if they're bad 2 years in a row, they could be getting Connor Bedard. And I don't know, Chicago, I'm not so sure they're a playoff team. They get Jake Bean for a second, another really nice move by the Blue Jackets. I still don't know why Seattle didn't take Jake Bean instead of Morgan Geekie, but I guess whatever. U of M picks 3 picks in the top 10. Man, if you count Luke Hughes because he's a commit to U of M, then really it's like 4 in the top 10 and 3 in the top 5 potentially. So I mean, even there could literally be 4 in the top 5 if Johnson goes 5. So that'd be nuts. I thought the draft was gonna start at 8, so I thought I was starting late, but I guess probably like 8:15 it actually starts. I'm gonna have this open so when people are wondering, like, you know, how does Vancouver pick a 9? They can see the trade, they can see the player. I feel like Cap Friendly is a really good resource for this kind of stuff. Canucks trade opinion. Well, I just made a video on it. You could go check it out, but I don't think it's like the worst trade ever for the Canucks. I definitely think Arizona won it just because all 3 of these guys that are cap dumps, they're off the books after 1 year. They get the 9th overall. Now, with the 9th overall, it's not like a 9th overall like most years. This is a weaker draft. This is also an unknown draft with the pandemic. People like OHL didn't have a season, so more of a crapshoot. But you get flexibility. You get out of Ekman-Larsson's contract. You do go up Garland. But yeah, I think it's not as bad for the Canucks as people are saying, but still like win for the Coyotes. So I'm watching on Sportsnet. I think if you're in the States, it's ESPN, same as the Seattle expansion draft. So it looks like they're actually going to start it now. 19 minutes late, I guess. Gary Bettman's kind of saying whatever he is. I don't really care. Until like Buffalo's actually on the clock, the draft hasn't started. Opinions on Booch. I think that was a great trade for St. Louis. I know a lot of people are pretty high on St. Place as a younger player, plus they get a second round pick, but Buchnevich is still pretty young too. Like, how old's Buchnevich? 25 or so? Is he even that old? And he put up 45 points the last 2 years. He's 26. So yeah, it's not too old. I think St. Blaise isn't that young either, like 23, 24. What's going on, Ty? Want to get Ratty for Boston. Or I guess Ratu, I think is how it's pronounced. Not bad. Boston signed Hall today. Great contract, $6 million. No raise either. Like, I thought after his Edmonton contract, I'd for sure get a raise on that $6 million, but has not been the case. All right, gotta move this cord. Gary Bettman, please just let us get to these picks. Eklund 1. That'd be crazy if Owen Power doesn't go number 1. I think that'll even though like he's not a consensus 1 like most years with Lafreniere, Matthews, McDavid, he is like who most people assume is going to go number 1. ESPN stole NHL Network's graphics. Yeah, I did think it looked pretty similar, to be honest. Hawks trade opinion. Yeah, so I'm going to have a video out on it either tonight after the draft or it'll be tomorrow. Because I was going to try and do it after I just uploaded the Vancouver one, but it was going to be so rushed, like trying to get this draft stream started. I felt like I had to wait. Alright, so Buffalo's actually on the clock now. Very curious to see if this will be Owen Power or not. Or will this be the first time in... Like, when's the last time the consensus first overall pick didn't go first overall? I'm trying to think. 2012 was a chance with Yakupov, but they still took him. They didn't go Ryan Murray. I'm trying to think. Even later than that would be, like, pretty before my time. Tavares went first. Stamkos. Was Eric Johnson the consensus first overall in 2006? I was like 12 then, but that was a while ago, so I really don't remember. We'll see, I guess. The expansion draft was cheese. Yeah, what's going on, Austin YT? Yeah, the expansion draft could have been a lot more fun. Like, I didn't think every single leaked pick was going to be correct, and they were. And then I thought we'd hear about the trades that happened, but no trades happened. And then they told us trades would happen after the fact, and there was one with Tyler Pitlick. Like, they were saying about all this cap space and stuff. Tays in 06 would have been one. Like, he was the consensus number one, and St. Louis still went Johnson. It looks bad for them. That looks even worse for them. I thought Johnson was consensus, and that's how they just missed it on Tays. Hischier wasn't consensus. That's true. I don't know. Yeah, I guess that's true, right? I guess it was kind of 50-50, him or Patrick. I'd like the Wings to draft Johnson, assuming the top 5 are gone in Power, Beniers, Hughes, Eklund, and Clark. I like Edvinsson. Everyone's kind of saying is like the highest floor but the lowest ceiling. So like he's going to be an NHL defenseman, but he's probably not going to be like an elite guy. And I think Detroit, we have enough guys like that we've gotten in the second round. We need an elite guy, and I think you can get that in the first round. Johnson's a lot of skill. I think Yzerman likes skill. Plays in Michigan. So he's kind of my guy at 6. Especially a lot of people wanted Wallstead in Detroit. I think after we made that trade for Nedeljkovic, we're not going to be taking a goalie at 6, but you never know. Like, who knows what's going to happen. Clark at 3. Ristolainen trade, I thought Buffalo absolutely fleeced the Flyers there. Absolutely fleeced them. Alright, so Buffalo. Here we go. Buffalo pick. Let's get started. They're not using the whole clock. That's nice to see. That'd be so dumb when the first overall team does that. They've had 6 months. Alright, so Buffalo does take Owen Power, number 1. No surprises there at the first pick. They get the big defenseman. Could be going back to Michigan, though, in his first year. Might not, probably won't be playing for Buffalo next season. I was hoping Cap Friendly would refresh, but okay, maybe I got to find a different one here. Not sold on Power, if I'm being honest. Let him go to college for a year, then sign him. Well, yeah, apparently he wants to go to college, so that's probably going to be the case. But yeah, no surprise yet. If Seattle goes Beniers, then this draft's actually kind of going as everybody expected, which would be interesting. I think my top 3 for my last mock draft was Power 1, Beniers 2, and Eklund 3, so we'll see. Are you making a Seth Jones trade video? Yeah, I am, Claus. I just don't know. It'll be out. I want to do this stream for the draft, just kind of give you guys my live reactions to the picks, and it'll be out either tonight after the draft, or maybe like if we call the draft at like the pick 25 or something if they're taking too long. Yeah, so either tonight, depending when the draft ends, essentially, or tomorrow. I might do a Buchnevich trade video. I don't know. I kind of missed out on that one because it happened like in between the 2 bigger trades, Ristolainen and Eklund Larson. We'll see. Plus, we have another 3 to 4 hours here of draft where any trade could go down, right? So we'll see if anything more happens. Will the Eichel trade happen during the draft? It could. It really could. Epic. Detroit Red Wings. I know. I'm hoping Yzerman knocks out the park with number 6 pick. Are you gonna watch the Olympics? Are you just like the Summer Olympics? I usually watch like the final events for track and I don't know, random stuff. I think Beniers number 2 to Seattle for their first ever player. Thoughts on Montreal Canadiens playoff run? I thought they looked really good. Surprised me. I think surprised most people. And it's kind of sad that Weber's probably done. There we go. Finally updated. Owen Power. But gives him a lot of cap space if he goes on LTIR. I don't think he's retiring because that would hurt Montreal and it would hurt Nashville. So I think he goes on LTIR. Price is going to be healthy at the start of the season, so that's good. Even though regular season price is not playoff price, I think he's still, if you're paying him, you'd rather have him play. But it'll be interesting to see what moves Bergevin makes. One of the most aggressive GMs in the league, and I respect that a lot. Even if he doesn't always make the right move, at least he's trying to make moves to make his team better. I think that's a lot better than just not doing anything and just sitting tight. I think Shovel Day off in Winnipeg is probably one of the most like risk-averse GMs. Like, he doesn't make a lot of moves. He just kind of drafts, and that's about it. Might be because Winnipeg, no one wants to sign there, but still, I think he could be more active trade market. Line A trade was probably the biggest trade he's made of his career, I'd say. Price and Weber deserved it. Yeah, it's a shame they couldn't win it. Any idea what the cap space for moves this offseason from the Habs? Oh man, your guess is as good as mine. I think they need a defenseman to fill Weber's spot. They need a defensive center to fill Deneau. I think they could probably use another top 6 forward. I think they should have played Tatar in the playoffs more than they did. I think they could probably... I'm trying to think. Edmondson and Sherratt are ideally not on your top pair. So you have someone... Ideally, you sign like Dougie Hamilton, top pair with Petrie. Then you have Romanov, Sherratt, Edmondson. Is Kulak under contract? If he is, that's probably fine. If not, you need another like bottom pair defenseman. Thoughts on Kraken picks? I think the Kraken... I think they could have done better. I think like half of the picks were good and half of them... A third were good, a third were okay, and a third I thought were just bad. Seattle's first ever pick coming in. Here we go. Should be... Well, I just want to say should be. I think it's going to be Matthew Beniers. Alright, just waiting to hear. Duran coming back is also very nice. He could... And Matthew Beniers does go number 2 to Seattle Kraken. So 1 and 2 as we expected. Back-to-back Michigan Wolverine picks. I love that. And my mock's looking pretty good. I had, at least in my most recent mock, I had them 1-2. I'm not sure about my first mock I made months ago. Now, I had Eklund going 3 to the Ducks. We'll see whether or not that happens. A lot of people had Eklund, in that top 3. So if you have a consensus top 3, he kind of should be that next guy up. I think Seattle, he's probably going back to Michigan. I don't think Seattle's going to need him in the lineup right away, but we'll see. Will Luke play with Jack? I mean, eventually, if Devils draft him. Who is going to Anaheim or Jersey? So I think I had Eklund, number 3 to Anaheim, and I had Hughes, number 4 to Jersey, and that can still happen. The top 2 picks went down as we expected. I'm just trying to bring up, actually, you guys won't see it. I have it on my other screen. But I'm trying to bring up my mock that I did to kind of compare. Let's see. So yeah, Matty Beniers, I think that's a great pick for Seattle. I think Power's a good pick for Buffalo. So... Ducks on the clock. Are we sick if the Ducks rock a Mighty Ducks jersey for like the actual draft pick? We'll see what they do though. Do you think Detroit will draft Wallstedt? No, I don't think so after trading for Nedeljkovic yesterday. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. Plus 6 is so high for a goalie. As good as Wallstedt is, it makes a lot more sense to take a goalie later than that. Even more sense after, of course, the trade. Gunther going to Columbus? Potentially. I had Columbus taking Clark, especially after losing Jones. I think they need a defenseman in the future. Refresh cap friendly. Yeah, good call. Thank you. So Power 1, Matthew Beniers 2. I wish it showed the team as well at the Nation because you'd see the 2 Michigan M's. Maybe like right here. Or that's original team. Okay, so maybe, I don't know. Maybe they have another column right there. Show the team they play for. I think Wallstedt to Ottawa at number 10. That'd be interesting. Philip Gustafsson, not that old. They protected him, but you would like to see him doing better than he is at his age. I think this is when the draft really... I shouldn't say this is, because I think 5. If Eklund goes 3 to the Ducks and Hughes 4 to the Devils, I think 5 is where Columbus could really go anywhere with their pick. Of course, Columbus has another pick at 12, which is crazy. Like, I didn't even really think about that yet. Like, oh my gosh, Columbus 5, then 12. They could go... And you don't really know with this draft. Like, they could potentially go Clark 5 and then Gunther 12. Like, Gunther could slip, Kent Johnson could slip, Edmonton could slip. There's a lot of guys in the top 10, and I think one of them probably falls out of it. Columbus could take them. A guy like Mason McTavish, I had it 10 to Ottawa. Could go as high as 6, because low is, is 14. Fabian Lysell. I've seen some people who are big on analytics have Lysell number 1. Personally, I don't know about that one, but you never know. I think San Jose takes Wallstedt even early when they had, when was the last time they had a goalie stud? Yeah, 7 Wallstedt to San Jose. Maybe. I don't think it's that, outside the realm of possibility, man. Columbus gets Sillinger Lucius with the number 12 pick, I assume. No way they take that at 5. Do you think McAvoy should have been top 3 for Norris? McAvoy's a really good defenseman. He's one of the best defensemen at 5-on-5. Just surprisingly, he's not that good on the power play. At least comparatively not that good on the power play compared to other guys. I think they're giving us a commercial break right now. The Ducks are about to pick in a minute, and they're giving us a commercial break. What the heck? I also hate the fact I pay for Sportsnet and I'm getting a commercial. I feel like in this day and age, I shouldn't be paying for something, getting commercials. Where's Jack Eichel going? I have no idea, man. Andy from the UK, what's up, dude? You're watching this draft late. It's like, what, 2:30 a.m. there? But Eichel, everyone's saying New York, Anaheim, LA. Were they saying Chicago? I think they were saying Chicago, right? Before Seth Jones. And I feel like there's another team I'm forgetting. Minnesota. I would love for a team like Detroit or somebody to just come out of nowhere and take a shot at Eichel. Could really turn us around. Luke Hughes to the Devils, definitely a possibility. Eichel will not go to a Cali team, it's confirmed. Why will he not go there? Let me see my timeline here. No surprise at 1. Wow, that'd be insane to me. I'd expect Mason McTavish to go 3 to Anaheim, says Bob McKenzie. But I trust Bob like anybody. But wow, that'd be insane. I didn't think McTavish moved up the rankings that much. Okay. Owen Power. Oh, I should like this. Big Michigan. Did Michigan tweet out for Beniers as well? There we go. That's pretty sweet. 1 and 2, both Michigan players. If we don't win, if we can't win a natty, come on, we better. Top 2 picks, both being Michigan players. Just trying to see here. I need rumors or anything on the timeline. Don't see anything yet. I'll see myself. All right. So what's Michigan paying these kids? Says Biz. Hopefully, we can. Oh shit! I forgot it was a commercial, so now I forgot to watch the actual pick. Hopefully, I didn't miss it here. I feel like it's been more than a minute. Must sign by August 15th, 2024. That'd be crazy if a 1 or a 2 don't, sign with their team. They play college and choose their destination. That usually only happens with a guy that's drafted outside the first round because basically when you're at that high of a pick, there's so much more money on the line because you can sign earlier for more money and then just start on your real NHL contract after entry-level deal earlier. It's basically why you never see it. So Owen Power would really have to hate Buffalo to do that. Is basically what I'm saying, to sit out 3 years. All right, so the Ducks pick is in. Zegras, McTavish are the seeds of the future, but they aren't in better hands with a guy like Gunther to play with? Yeah, especially you have centers like Steele, Troy Terry, Isaac Lundstrom. Those guys, I think they can all play wing or center, but they're naturally a center as far as I know. They're saying offense. I like Eklund at 3. I think McTavish. That's a lot of recency bias based on one tournament to go McTavish 3. I think Eklund's proven a lot in Sweden. His numbers in Sweden were insane. It was something like he was in the top 10 for draft year's SHL numbers, and the other guys in that top 10 were the Sedins, Forsberg. There was a couple bad players like Robert Nielsen, but mostly superstars. Here we go. I wish they were the Mighty Ducks. It's such a better logo and name than the Ducks. All right, Bob Murray here with the pick. I know you guys can't see it. I'm sorry, but I don't want to get copyright strike or even worse, honestly. Wow, Bob McKenzie was right. Mason McTavish goes 3 to the Ducks. That's crazy. So Detroit can get one of Eklund, Clark, Johnson, Luke Hughes. Wow. I think Detroit's going to have a great pick now. I didn't expect McTavish to go there. That's crazy. Bob McKenzie. Even when he's on vacation or semi-retired, you gotta, you can't not trust this guy. Who do you think Edmonton's taking? Where are they picking again? I think they could take Sebastian Cossa, the Edmonton Oil Kings goalie, in their backyard. I'm not sure if they're still on Stuart Skinner as the goalie of the future. If not, maybe they take a chance on the guy who's fallen. If Aatu Ratu's still there, maybe they hope he is what we thought he was a year ago. Those are kind of just two names that come to my mind. I feel like I gotta tweet something for McTavish here. You guys can see me live tweet there. I'm sorry. What's your opinions about the Boquist Seth Jones trade? Yeah, so I've been getting asked this a lot. I think it's a great trade for Columbus. I think Seth Jones is a better defenseman than the analytics showed last year. I know he had a very, very, very down year. They're talking about Norris for him a couple seasons ago, but they gave up too much. TSN trade tracker here. Hopefully, yeah, you guys aren't hearing that. It's muted. So, the 9th overall pick, a 2022 first rounder. If it's a lottery pick, it moves to 2023, in which case it's unprotected. If Chicago is, not even if they're the worst team in the league, but if they have a chance at Connor Bedard, there's a chance that if 2022, I guess 2022, if they're winning the lottery, they're not too upset, but 2023, it could be Connor Bedard. And then 2022, even if they don't win the lottery, it's only the top 2 picks now. So the 2022 pick could be the 3rd pick. Technically not a lottery. Could be Matthew Savoy. Adam Boquist, I think, is a very good young defenseman. They get a 2nd-round pick this year as well. It's a pretty early pick, like 44th. You get Jones. You do get the 32, so it's basically like moving up 20 spots this year. The 6th is irrelevant. They've been paying Jones a lot of money. I know it is very cool that the two brothers are playing together, Seth and Caleb. I think Chicago gave up way too much, though. It's just my personal opinion. So Mason McTavish, out of the Ducks. Again, very surprised. I thought Eklund was the consensus 3, but they must have liked what they saw from him at the under 18s, I think it was. He was tearing up with Bedard, right. Hughes at 4 that's not confirmed yet. Am I way behind? Oh my gosh, am I actually way behind? I wasn't live. No, I'm still okay. I was seconds behind on my stream. They have forward Adam Boquist in the TSN trade. Did it actually say forward? Oh my goodness. That's something you'd expect from ESPN, not TSN. Come on. What are these guys doing? Kent Johnson the wings. So I was all about Kent Johnson until Ducks took McTavish. That's way higher than I expected. I have Eklund as my next best guy available, then Hughes, then Clark. I thought Devils to Hughes. Can they pass on Eklund? If they can, and Columbus wants a defenseman to replace Jones, Detroit could get Eklund, who I had going 3rd, so I would be pumped. I think, honestly, unless Yzerman goes completely off the board and I'm scratching my head again, like Sider, which still turned out to be good, I think I'm going to be happy with whoever Detroit takes here. I think it's got to be Luke Hughes, though. I think it's got to be. Thoughts on Sammy Blais? I think he's a good young player. Him and a 2nd for Buchnevich. It's close to even, but I think the Rangers should have got a bit more. A lot of people said it's basically like a cap dump because he was going to cost too much. Very interested to see what he does get paid by St. Louis. They have some money now with UFAs coming off the books in Bozak, Steen, Schwartz. I feel like, they don't have to pay Vince Dunn now. They got taken by Seattle. He was an RFA, of course. Robert Thomas and Kyrou, though, I think both need paid. I'm thinking bridge deals, though, for both those guys. Probably Thomas, like 3x3, and Kyrou's probably something like, I think, shorter because he's got less success in a shorter time. Kyrou's probably like 2x2 or 2.5x2. Just kind of my guesses. Devils have to take Hughes. You think so, right? But you can't just draft by like the family stuff, right? Just seeing if I somehow missed a trade. I don't think so, though. I did not know. Alright, Devils pick is in. If I'm not talking, it's because I'm listening to what he's saying. Although Bettman doesn't really have much to say, I don't think. All right, here we go. Will the Hughes brothers be united in New Jersey? New Jersey. I can't say that word. New Jersey. All right. I thought, of course, the draft was in New Jersey because it technically is at like the NHL studio or whatever, but it's not like being hosted by the Devils. All right. Don't take. We got 32 picks to go, or I guess no Kyrie's pick. 31. Here we go. Luke Hughes is the pick. This guy doing the pick, stuttering worse than I was, saying New Jersey. He was saying present, then he was saying pick. So Luke Hughes and Jack Hughes I guess not reunited, but united in New Jersey. I think that's awesome for them. So far on my mock, I'm 3 for 4. I got the 1, the 2, and the 4 right. If Clark goes 5 to the Blue Jackets, the only pick I messed up was the Ducks. I think that's really cool. Thoughts on Jones' extension? I think way too much money. I think, especially after his bad last season, you paid him like he didn't have a bad last season. I think you have to consider that. I would have went more in the 7 to 8 range. I know it's only $1.5 million more than 8, but if 8's my max, $2.5 million more than my 7. I think they overpaid. I think they overpaid. Especially like they probably had a bit of leverage with Caleb being there. You probably didn't have to pay him like he was a UFA, you know. You could have paid him like he wanted to sign with you. Jack Hughes, you guys can't see it. He's pumped right now that Luke got signed with him. Alex Turcotte, also at the Hughes draft party. I feel like it's probably all the big American prospects. I bet you Zegras is there. Who knows? Maybe Caulfield. So yeah, very, very cool to see Luke Hughes get drafted with his brothers. Did Hughes get picked? Yeah, he did. So he's going number 4, or he went number 4 to the Devils. He'll be joining Jack. Mac wasn't bad on the power play. He was a point per game in the playoffs, but he was not in the first unit during the regular season. I just mean comparatively. He's one of the best defensemen in the league, 5-on-5. He's not one of the best defensemen in the league on the power play. That's what I meant. How do you feel about the Oilers' offseason decisions? By the way, guys, sorry if I'm sure I missed some comments. If I didn't answer something you asked, feel free to re-say it. There's not even that much comments, but I'm just kind of like looking all over the place. I'm looking at YouTube. I'm looking at Twitter. So my eyes are wandering. I think the Oilers. I don't like the Duncan Keith trade. I thought it would have been. I thought it would have been good for like the veteran presence and stuff. But I thought they're gonna get like 50% retained and give up a 3rd round pick. Instead, they got full mount and they had to give up Caleb Jones on top of the 3rd, and the 3rd can turn into a 2nd if they go to the Cup, which is the whole point of signing a veteran. So they get hurt basically for doing well. Yeah. So. Under the right circumstances, it could have been a good trade, but I didn't like how it turned out. Mike Smith, 2 years at $2 million. I would have went 1 year. The $2 million's probably fine. Like, would he have gotten more than that in UFA? Probably not. Like, he probably could have gotten him 1 year at 1.5. I don't know if anyone would have signed him for more than that, honestly. The Hyman signing, I don't mind the Hyman signing in general, but I think they're giving him too much term. And I guess they're doing the term to get the average value down, so they have more money. But I don't know. Hyman's a guy similar to like Lucci, like Okposo, like Ladd, who all got signed. Was it 2016? They're power forwards. They get in the dirty areas. Those guys can get injured. Their play can drop off. I think he was like a year or 2 younger than they were, but I don't know. The Hyman signing is very risky. So we'll see. Blue Jackets now on the clock with their first of, I was going to say 4, their first of 3 first-round picks, 5, 12, 25. Look how many picks have been moved, eh? Like, I'm trying to remember the last time that many picks have been moved. Pretty crazy. So I'm guessing it's Eklund or Clark here at 5 for the Blue Jackets, but we'll have to see. Very cool again, Luke Hughes joining Jack in New Jersey. Who do you think goes to Montreal, pick 31? I'd have to like look at a list of the players. Let me see. 31 to Montreal. The guy I'm gonna guess here. Whoever I guess might not be there by the time we get to 31. Who do I think? I don't know who's going to be there. If Carson Lambos drops, I think they could take him. Zach Dean from Gatineau. I'm trying to think. Do they need defense or offense more? I guess you just take best player available, right? It's so hard to say who's going to be there still. Logan Stankoven, if he's there, they've shown they're not scared of smaller players. Taking Caulfield. So, yeah, it's tough to say with like who's going to be available. Gunther. Is Gunther the pick? Is it actually that? I mean, no, I don't think the pick's in yet. Unless Sportsnet's behind. I know it was for the expansion draft. They got Rick Nash. Oh, okay. I thought they were going to have Rick Nash make the pick, but some other dude. Alright, they are drawing out their pick. Longest pick yet. Wow! Columbus took Kent Johnson. So, what? Wow, so they made it happen. 4 Michigan players in the top 5. That's insane. That's actually insane. I thought Detroit might be able to get him at 6. I saw people thinking he was going to drop to 9 to Canucks. That did not happen. Wow. Have to tweet this. Should at them. They just said Kent Johnson was 4'11" when he was 13 or 14. That's crazy. But again, he's just sick. He's got the highest skill. I thought Detroit could get him at 6, sorry, but Blue Jackets, I'm surprised. Definitely, they had him high like me. A lot of people, had him 9, 10, and goes number 4. Crazy. So yeah, 4 of the top 5 players in the 2021 draft. You guys are just seeing me make a tweet from U Mission. Wow. So, Kent Johnson, Detroit's Eklund, Clark. I didn't think either would be there. We now have our choice of the 2. Thought you're the best. Thanks, Am. I appreciate that. Detroit gets Eklund. I didn't think we'd be able to get Eklund, but if we can, it'd be incredible. Speaking of Michigan, Detroit, Michigan. I thought Detroit was going to get one of the Michigan guys, and all 4 are gone. That's crazy. They're going to go to commercial break for the Detroit pick. Are you kidding me? Going to have to make me wait it out. Tough watching Kent just destroy Minnesota. Still won that game, though. How do you feel for Wallstedt? How are you supposed to? I don't want Wallstedt now that we have Nedojevic. I just don't think it's worth it. We'll see, though. Gunther might go to Detroit. I want Eklund. Now that he's available, Eklund's SHL stats and numbers, like, chances are he's going to be a star. Like, if you look at his draft year in his SHL, the other guys who put up similar points to him, majority of them are stars. There's a couple busts, but the majority are stars. So I want Eklund for sure. How can Detroit not take Eklund? That's what I'm saying, man. It's got to be Eklund, right? Like, how can it be anybody but Eklund? Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to search something right now. Swedes. Love the franchise series. Thanks, Cole, the Bruins fan. Also, good name. Good name. Still trying to work on this tweet. I'm just so bad at tweeting. Alright, there we go. I got one out. Took me a little bit to come up with something. The pick is in. I've got a commercial still. How far like ahead of you guys? I'm still seeing like draft reaction or pick reactions. Detroit pick is in. Oh, I see what you're saying. They're just saying the pick's in. Interviewing Owen Power right now. People are saying Edvinsson for Detroit. Oh, I really don't want Edvinsson. I feel like we have defensemen like him. Eklund got picked. How far? My stream is, it says live. It's got the red dot like my draft stream. And I still have not even seen Stevie Y pop up on screen yet. Unless you're just looking at like what Insider's saying. They're interviewing Owen Power. Good for him. I want my Detroit pick. That's what I want. Eklund or Clark to Red Wings. That's who I think those are the two picks I'd like the most right now. Eklund or Clark. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if we can get either or, right? Here we go. Velocity's Arena. Yzerman. Please. Please, please, please. I don't know if I want it spoiled on Twitter. I'm going to stay off. I want to watch it. Bettman's introducing him. I'm not even looking at the chat. I don't want it spoiled. Okay. We got a 10-year-old. Okay. We got a 10-year-old announcing a pick. This is the big pick. Okay. We got Evanson, 6th overall. I really wanted Eklund. I'm not gonna lie. Add some defense to the team. I don't know, Eklund. I feel like Eklund was the pick. Again, I don't know if I could find like the tweet or whatever about him. But it was pretty crazy. Oh, I literally deleted. I tweeted that. I can delete it. Why can't I? Again, I want Eklund, I won't lie. I'm gonna see if I can find like the thing on Eklund. Henrik Eklund, he's a pro player. There's like some stat. Okay, Corsi or whatever. Eklund was the #1 forward on the draft class for elite prospects beginning of the season. #1 ranked international skater. Wow. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know if I can find it, but basically his points per game were nasty. Love the franchise. Thanks so much, Cole DeBruin. Weegar in the 8th pick. Mackenzie Weegar in the 8th pick. What is LA trading to Florida? Sharks take Wallstedt? Yeah, maybe. Okay. Alright. In case people think I don't trust Irishman, I guess I have to tweet that. S7. Great graphics guy. Okay, so who's next? Number 7, Sharks. Sharks could go Wallstedt. I thought Eklund, but I mean, how do you? Sharks need everything. I don't know if you take a goalie if you need everything. I think I take Eklund. I don't think Wallstedt. Hot take right now. I don't think Wallstedt goes in the top 10. I had him at 12 in my mock draft to the Chicago Blackhawks. Now Columbus. Their goalies are what? Both 26? They have 3 firsts. They definitely can take a goalie with one of them. They trade for Aiden Hill, though, I know, but let's not kid ourselves. It's Aiden Hill, right? So I'm watching on Sportsnet. You could also watch on ESPN if you're in the States. I don't think there's a way to watch for free, though, with any like local cable or anything like that, unfortunately. Just looking at this. First traded pick, number 9, the Canucks. So who are they? Or sorry, the Coyotes with the Canucks pick. If we think Eklund goes between these two and Clark, the Canucks could still take Fabian Lysell, Dylan Guenther, or sorry, the Coyotes. My bad, I keep saying that. They're still going to get a very good player there. So yeah, that trade's looking pretty good for Arizona. All that flexibility. I think we'll take Guenther. I can't see your profile pick. It's so small, Lucas. But it looks like the Kings. You think the Kings are taking Guenther? Who did I have? So my mock so far is a little bit messed up. I had Everton going 7 to Sharks. He went 6. I did have Guenther going 8 to the Kings. I had the Canucks taking Lysell at 9. I guess I still could actually be pretty good here if Wallstedt goes with the Blue Jackets pick still. I had Calgary taking Sillinger, Lucius at 13 of the Flyers, Aatu Ratu at 14 of the Stars, or I guess 15 because they have, did I mess mine up? 15. Oh yeah, they have the forfeited pick. Aatu Ratu, he's a very curious case. I've seen him go as low as 30 in mocks. I feel like he's a guy who will get someone to take a chance on him earlier, but maybe not. We'll see. They're mentioning Dylan Guenther to the Sharks here. Picks in. I just got a message from his friend with Evanston's analytics. They're not good. They are not good. Alright, Sharks pick is in. And there he goes. Sharks take William Eklund. I really hope this isn't a case of the, was it 2017 draft? I'm trying to remember the drafts. We took Zadina. Quinn Hughes got taken one pick after. And Quinn Hughes was the pick. I'm hoping that's not the case here with, looking back on this one. Clearly the pick's Eklund. Except that one was different because that one, like, Zadina was supposed to be top 3. He fell to 6. When was Quinn Hughes drafted? Oh, he's in the 2018 draft. Okay, yeah. So hopefully that's not the case. Good pick for Sharks, though. Great pick. Can play center or can play wing. And then William Eklund's analytics, 97% chance of becoming an NHLer, 71% chance of being a star. I don't know if you guys can see this. Who do you think LA will draft? Gunther's a good chance. I don't know if you guys can see this, but just one sec. How do I? So William Eklund, 97% chance be an NHL star. NHLer, 71% chance to be a star. And then Edvinsson here. I can't believe this. 34% chance to be an NHLer, 2% chance to be a star. You can't see it at all. My bad. You can hear me talking though. Unreal. I gotta trust in Stevie Y, but yeah, I don't know. That's a tough pick. See what everyone's saying about this pick. Great pick. You already have a star winger coming through in Raymond. Evanston might as well be very well be seal of draft. Draft forwards when it's Wright and Bedard? Yeah, maybe. Philip Broberg 2.0. LA picks in. I like how you can see my Eklund's right there. Edmondson. I believe it's a UY. Alright. LA. San Jose tried to move around pick. Interesting. Could be Wallstedt. Grant Clark goes number 8 to the LA Kings. They're selling hard. Dude's probably pumped to be going to LA. I'm wondering, did he play on any junior teams? Did he play on the World Junior team with Quentin Byfield? That'd be pretty cool if he did. I guess Kel Thomas was there. I don't know if he made that junior team or not, but it would be pretty cool. Michigan hockey. That's just crazy. 4 guys in the top 5. Brotherly love. I'll give that a like. Wow. Just looking here. No trade rumors. So Brant Clark at 8. I think it's a great pick. I think Clark's the better player than Evanson. I gotta trust Stevie Y, but I did not want Evanson. Alright, they're all pumping Clark's tires. TSN Bob McKenzie took Evanson 3. Yeah, it's basically like his analytics aren't that good. And I know analytics aren't everything, but they're usually pretty accurate, especially nowadays. They've gotten a lot better, I think. Somebody told me to start live. Maybe I have to say that I'm on YouTube, not Twitch. There we go. So number 9 is the Arizona pick. Of course, from the Ekman-Larsson trade. If you guys missed my video on that, I gave my thoughts. A couple people have asked me in the chat what I thought about it. Again, I think Arizona wins it, but I don't think it's the worst trade ever for the Canucks, like some fans have thought. I think OEL could play better for them. Of course, we'll have to wait and see here. Castle to Edmonton? Is that a thing? There's no way that's a thing. Best defenseman in the class for Edmonton? Where are you seeing Kessel to Edmonton? If Eklund's a star in the league, oh my goodness, it's gonna hurt. Jesper Wallstedt obviously still available. Why is McCarr trending? Nyquist, McCarr shots for $20 million. I mean, after seeing what Heiskanen and Jones got, McCarr getting like $12 million is really not a stretch. I think he's one of the best defensemen in the NHL. This dude, I'm being told Eichel to New York Rangers is now imminent. If an Eichel trade goes down tonight, oh my gosh, that'd just be insane if that happened. I feel like I can't. Simon Edmondson next Hedman? Man, I would love that. I don't know how. It's pretty optimistic, I think, right? And Hedman's one of the best defensemen in the NHL. Okay. I don't really see any leaks or anything for this next pick. This is interesting. This is interesting. I'm more worried now with the Eichel trade than than like who's getting drafted and stuff. Are the Flyers a contender? Ooh, I don't know about that, man. I think Hart's play last year was really concerning for me. I've seen this guy before. Is he like? Can we trust this dude? Or can we not? Who would the Leafs trade if they want to pick in the top of the draft? Do you think the Wings will trade 23? I hope not. I think we still need a lot of players. Gunther? Yeah, it could be Gunther. Yeah, it could be true. Honestly, I know, unless it's like an insider, I don't know if I believe it. Oh, here we go. Arizona's picks coming in. See who they say. It is Dylan Gunther. Interesting. Okay. So yeah, Wallstedt, unless he goes 10, is falling out of the top 10. Gunther to Arizona. If he's a bust, then the Canucks will look back on the trade better. If he's a star in the league, then the Canucks fans are going to hate that trade, which is how it works. No matter, even if they might not have taken Gunther at that spot, that's how it works when you trade a top pick. If Wallstedt goes 10th, I'm a genius. My hot take would be right. I didn't think he'd go to Ottawa, but he's still there, and you never know. Wallstedt going to the Sens. Brayman thinks so too. Don't really like that pick for the Coyotes. Yeah. I mean, I think he's kind of the best player available there, right? Who else? You could take Fabian Lysell. It's him or Gunther, I think. McTavish is gone. You could take Wallstedt. I guess the goalies need a bit of everything, so I think Wallstedt drops. Yeah, goalies, you have to be so good to get taken in the top 10. Like Spencer Knight went 13. When did Askarov went 11? But still, both of them outside the top 10. You gotta be, I don't know. Like Wallstedt, they're saying is the next Carey Price, and he's still dropping in a draft that's not top heavy either, right? But I think Columbus having another pick. Calgary's an interesting one. Could Calgary take him? Could Columbus take him with their next pick? Columbus having 2 there in the top 12 is very, very interesting. Who do you think Toronto needs to win the Cup? Honestly, I think they need luck, man. I think they've built a good team, and I think they've gotten really unlucky. I think that's the biggest thing for them, just very unlucky. Wallstedt could get taken at 23. If we can get Wallstedt at 23, I'd be ecstatic. I was hoping for Casa at 23. Yotes turned OEL and Garland into Gunther and cap space for after 1 year. Wow. Yeah, not too bad at all by the GM there. They also got 5 second-round picks. Let's show. I can just show you guys. Look at that. 5 second-round picks next year. 3 this year. They're loaded with picks. Cap space-wise, they got $20 million. Next year they have salary space. They got basically $50 million. Ridiculous. So the next pick, Ottawa. Ottawa's 2 minutes left, so they still haven't made it yet. I can't believe. I'm still not sure what the Detroit pick. I'm still. You better be good. You better be good. I gotta trust Eisman. Better good. If Sens get Wallstedt, watch out in the future. I mean, they have really good defense now, right? With Shabbat, Brandstrom, Jake Sanderson, Bernard Docker. Offensively, I think they could still use a star on offense. They got Stützle, Baston, and Norris are nice, but like in terms of star, Brady Tkachuk's good. I think they still need like a star on offense. So yeah, I mean, if they get Wallstedt though, and they can make a trade or kind of one of those guys who looks like a good player but not an amazing player, kind of steps up. Stevie Y. That's a good one. I like that. Ryan was good. Just honestly, like pretty much just I literally basically just sat on Twitter and I watched as like trades happened. I'm not even lying. Where is that? I don't see anything else on Eichel though. I think that guy was probably trolling. This 5 hours ago. An Eichel trade happening would be pretty nuts. Okay. Let's see. Buffalo. That Flyers pick, I forgot. Buffalo's going to have another... Buffalo should have a good goalie, though, in... is it Pekka Lehkonen, I think? Yeah, Ukko-Pekka Lehkonen is a pretty good young goalie. He's 22. I don't think they take Wallstedt. They got two picks early in this draft. They have a lot of cap space, too. $38 million. Do they have more than Detroit now? No, not... almost. We got like $1.5 million less than Detroit, or more, or yeah, less cap space than Detroit. It's crazy how some teams have so much money. Even guys like Columbus has 20 guys under contract, still has all that money, and then some teams have none. So Ottawa picks up next. Lambos to Ottawa. That'd be pretty high for Lambos. Compared, like he was early, he was kind of like Ratu. He was higher last year than he is now. I could see him in 15 to 25 range. I had him kind of early in my mock just because I think someone will like him. What? 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 Tyler Boucher at number 10? What was this guy? Tyler Boucher. What was this guy's, like, rank? 45, 93, 29, 63, 49, 25, 57, 51. And he went 10th overall. He was hurt for a bit of the year. I don't know, when a guy like Fabian Lysel's available still. This might be how the rest of this draft goes, though. Like, everyone kind of had an idea about, the top 10 players. And who knows, maybe now it's going to be a complete crapshoot. Wow. I mean, the highest ranking by any scout is 25. And that's for NA skaters. It doesn't even include Europe. So the highest ranking is 29 by Bob McKenzie. Well, I don't know. I think you trade back. But whatever. More power to them, I guess. That's tough, though. I don't know if you're a Sens fan. I'm not... Like, Sider was a reach when Yzerman did it, but it was a reach from, like... He was supposed to go, like, 15 to 20, and he took him 6. Taking a guy that's supposed to go, like, end of the first, maybe second, at 10. Well, I don't know. I'll going for a mean physical player, but they could have gotten him later. 100%, that's what I mean, like... Daddy, what's up? Is that Andrea? Sounds like something Ottawa would do. I mean, yeah, some people said Sanderson was a bit of a reach last year, but he wasn't as much of a reach. Like, he went 5, and I think he was supposed to go, like, 8 to 15. Taking a guy that, everyone was ranked, Sportsnet have at 50. Yeah, like, taking a guy that was supposed to go second round, probably. I don't know. That's tough. CBJ has drafted goalies in the past. Yeah, for sure. Kent Johnson, Chinikov, Foodie, Dubois, Werenski, Carlson. Blue Jackets last first-round picks. Yeah, Blue Jackets can really do well in this draft. If they get, say, a Fabian Lysell to pair up with Johnson, they get two really skilled players. Pick is in, yep. Also, of course, still on the block, or still on the board, sorry. 500 viewers, guys. Appreciate that. Thank you. Let's see. All right. Do another pick here from Columbus. Cole Sillinger, number 12. Wow, okay. So, about where you'd expect Cole Sillinger to go. I think I had him going... I have him going 12th to Calgary. This is... Did he say 12th overall? This is so weird to me. Like, 11... So they're counting it being 12th overall? It's the way this works is weird. I would have just said he's the 11th overall pick, but... So I had him in my mock going 12th, which is really 11th, I guess. But yeah, so right around where you expect him to go. I'm surprised to see a guy like Fabian Lysell still available. Again, I've seen him number 1 on some people's boards. But Sillinger, I think, is a really nice pick for Columbus. I think Koss will be a flame over Wallstedt. Interesting. Logan Stankoven. Maybe Edmonton. Maybe Edmonton takes Stankoven. Sportsnet had him at 10. Yeah, Sillinger and Johnson, they made out pretty well here. He actually played for, Chicago Steel, and they used the Chicago pick, so that's pretty cool to see. Yeah, I had him going to Calgary at 12, which is 13. So I guess the 11th pick exists, and then Arizona's pick was the pick that would just happened before, and it was forfeited, and now it's 12. Weird to me how that works. Got a bit hungry, guys. I've had no lunch, and I have to have a late dinner. I'm just making those trade videos, and I have to have a snack here. Apologize if it's loud. I don't know if you guys like rice cakes at all, but that's what I got here. Hopefully it's not stale. Scroll up to previous picks. Cole Sillinger, Tyler Boucher. Oh, you just wanted see the previous picks? Sorry. Blanks pick up Wallstedt. Do you agree? Yeah, because Markstrom's their goalie. He's not young. What's Markstrom? Markstrom's 28. Marshall actually like 30? 31, yeah. Tyler Parsons hasn't really turned out to be what he was supposed to. Dustin Wolf, I don't know. He was a 7th round pick, yeah. I think Wallstedt could be a pick here for sure. You miss any trades? I've been looking at Twitter pretty often. We didn't know. I showed Wolf was a 7th round pick, and then Dustin, or Paulie says, not going to take Wallstedt because we have Dustin Wolf. I don't think a 7th round pick, no matter how good he is, turns you off of a 1st round talent. Those AHL numbers aren't great. He looks good in the WHL, but the AHL numbers are not good. Okay, I was so hungry. This is like hitting the spot. Tyler Boucher. Crazy. Cole Sillinger. Good player. Played for... didn't he play with Chicago Steel? Or am I... Oh no, he played for the Sioux Falls Stampede. My bad. I thought he... I'm getting him confused with somebody else. I'm getting him confused with... I don't know who, but... 46 points, 31 games. Medicine Hat the year before. 53 and 48. He's a good player. Canada under 17s. He had 5 goals. Wow. Didn't have a single assist. He had 5 goals in 6 games. So, yeah, the dude's a good player. He went right around where he was supposed to. I had him going to the Calgary Flames there at 13. So, Rhodey got part of that trade now. So it's Cole Sillinger, a 2nd this year. 44. That's going to be a good player. Could have been Tyler Boucher until Ottawa stepped up. 2022 conditional first. Turns into 2023 pick if it's draft lottery pick. So, ideally for Columbus, it's either like the 3rd pick in 2022, you get Matthew Savoy, or it's a lottery pick, you go to 2023 and Chicago sucks and you get a 1 or 2 and you get Bedard or Michkov. That's, best case scenario. Plus Adam Boqvist, like, it's a very good young defenseman. He's 20 years old. He's stepping right into the NHL for you. He had 16 points this year in 35 games. He was a -7, but the Blackhawks weren't that great. 13 the year before. He's more of an offensive guy, but I don't think his defensive numbers are that bad. Yeah, I think the Columbus Blue Jackets got a king's ransom, honestly, for Seth Jones there. I'll keep the picks up for you guys. Boqvist isn't bad. No, not at all. Honestly, man, asking about Tyler Boucher, I'd be lying if I knew how good he was. I really am not that familiar with him. I really only looked at the 1st round players. So they said he was injured. He was 5 points a game in the U.S. National Team Development Program. Under 18, he had 11-12, which is really good. So I don't know. Maybe Ottawa must think he is a top 10 talent, and he was just ranked lower by other scouts because he was injured. But I don't know, what are the chances if all the other scouts about have him ranked 45 or whatever it is, right? What are the chances somebody else has him ranked, in the next 5 picks? You can make a trade with any of these teams, and if they like Wallstedt or Lysell, and you can pick up a pick, I think you do it, but I'm not a GM. Calgary pick. Another kind of off the board pick, I think. Matthew Coronado, the Calgary Flames. What was his rank? I feel like the top 10, I had a good idea. what was happening, and the rest of this draft has just been Matthew Coronado. Chicago Steel, 85 points. He tore that league up. Matthew Coronado. Okay, let's take a look here at this guy. Okay, so 16. Bob McKenzie had him 13. Wow. Okay, so yeah, that was actually a reasonable pick. Some other people had him like 20s. Weird. So Craig Bunn had him 11. Interesting. I should leave this up too. Probably have to search for other guys, I'm sure. So yeah, I thought it was a bit more off the board than it actually was, just because he wasn't in my top 15, my mock, but not too off the board. I'm looking at another one here. Where do these guys have him going? 17 on this other one I'm looking at. Okay, yeah. Pretty good pick for the Flames. I missed. I was just reading something and it like refreshed. Tactics, where do you think Eichel will go this offseason? Everything's pointing to Rangers. Wallstedt the Oilers, that'd be great for them. Pin a comment? Does no one really know? Okay. Jackson, thank you, man. Not 100% accurate, but basically what happened. They cheated and they had like their own combine. Yeah, Fabian Lysell, if the Sabres can get him at 14. Wow. And then Wallstedt continues to drop there. So I'm trying to think, how did I do my mock? I got the first two, I got 4. I had Gunther going to LA. Sillinger, I was sort of right. I had him at Calgary, I guess. So yeah. This is a tough draft to predict, though. Oh, I did, didn't I? I gotta remove my own message because I spelled it wrong. Arizona. Forfeited 11th pick due to combine cheating. It was like last year during the pandemic, basically there was no combine, so no teams like got to see guys like physical tests and stuff, and then Arizona had like their own private one, or they had, I think what they did is they had like the kids do them at home and like send the results, or it was something like that. Honestly, I forget the specifics now. You could easily type in like Arizona forfeited pick on Google. I'm thinking too, we're actually going through this draft pretty quick. Like, we're almost halfway through, and it's only been about an hour because the draft didn't really start till what, 8:20, a little over an hour. Probably has to do with it not being live. Teams are picking faster. Buffalo pick is in. Wow, look at this pick. Oh my gosh, it's been everywhere. Or sorry, that's just 2 trades, but a 3-way trade. Tampa Bay's pick, going to Columbus, and then, okay. Wallstedt to Oilers would be nice. Would be nuts. Sorry. I was just gonna say, guys, sorry, I was streaming. Like I said, I was starving. Like I completely skipped lunch, so I'm hungry. After the draft, I'll definitely be eating dinner. Looking at this trade here, it's pretty bad, eh? Addison's like a decent young defenseman, first round pick, 26 for Zucker, who left exposed in the in the expansion draft. Does not look good now. Islanders had a deep run, so this isn't a bad trade for them. And then I was looking at another trade I didn't like. It was the Leafs trade here. 25th overall for Nick Foligno. He gave them like what? 7 regular season games and then 4 playoff games. He even played the whole playoffs. I know he had like an injury or whatever, but and you can't predict that. I don't know. It was still at the time. It seemed like a lot for a guy you knew was going to play in your bottom 6. This trade. This is a nice trade from Yzerman. Yzerman's a good trader, drafter. Like I don't know. He had some misses in Tampa, like Duran. Whatever. I think he drafted a guy like he drafted Cuckoo high on Tampa. We'll see. He did say how drafting outside the first round is more to do with the scouts, and they do heavily influence the top pick, but it's ultimately the GM's decision. So Buffalo's back again. Back at it again. Number 14 pick. It's going to be Lysell. No! Isaac Rosen. Wow. What was his rank? Is that not how you spell Isaac? Oh, he spelled it with a K. I'm not sure what Isaac Rosen's rank is. Honestly, I'm surprised to see him in the top 15. He's more of a 20s guy. Okay. McKenzie 18, McKean's 18. So that's an EU, so he's number 8. 16 by Sportsnet. Okay. So I guess, yeah, like when you're 3 picks early, it's nothing. Interesting. I guess the thing I'm most surprised about is I keep hearing these names, and it's not Lysell or Wallstedt. And these are 2 guys who I thought had top 10 potential, and they're halfway to falling out of the top 20. So, yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy to think about. Other guys still available. Chaz Lucius, a lot of people are pretty high on. Carson Lambos, I would say, is mixed on him. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes like 25 range. Want Wallstedt here? For the Stars? Wallstedt to the Blues? Bennington's not that old still. I don't know if the Blues would pull the trigger on Wallstedt, but maybe. Like, whoever team does, I think at this point, if you're getting Wallstedt, you're getting really good value at this point. Tyler Boucher. Interesting. Talking to Kent Johnson right now about Michigan guys who in top 5. Rangers need Lucius. I think I had the Rangers taking... Oh no, I had them taking Lambos. I had the Flyers taking Lucius. So he was off the board. I could definitely see the Rangers taking him. Devils make up a package to Vancouver and complete the huge... That would be cool, but... I don't know who it would cost. It would cost you a lot, I think, to make that happen. Never know, though. I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility, but you'd be paying a big price for that to happen. Ooh! Detroit's moving up in the draft. Detroit's moving up in the draft. It's got to be Wallstedt or Lysell. I'll tweet that out right now. You guys can see me tweet again. We also don't know. We don't know the price of this move up. Hopefully it's no. Ideally it's less than a second. We'll see. Knew they would trade 23? I thought you meant trade down though. Sorry, I'm gonna have to snack again. If we get Wallstedt, we're going like all Swedes. We got Raymond. We got Evanson. Wallstedt. Wallander. Berggren, sorry. That'd be nuts. Lysell's on a goalie. He's a really good player though from Sweden. He's got really good numbers. I can bring him up. I should be doing this. I'm sorry. I know some of you guys probably don't know like every name I'm mentioning. Like how I don't. I literally I never even Tyler Boucher. I maybe saw his name once. Like I really had no idea who they're talking about when they said it. I was completely shocked by that pick by Ottawa. Yeah. So like, look at these rankings. Like 3, 11, 6, 8. His numbers in Sweden this year. 3 points in 26 games. Not great. But 13-11 in the junior league. Where he's playing with kids actually his age. 9-8. Wow. We had to give up a second. And we had to give up 138. I don't even know what 138 is. A second and a fifth round pick to make that trade happen. So we gave up. Which pick? The second round pick is not this one, because that'd be 30 something. I think it has to be the Rangers pick, which we got for free for Mark Stahl. Helps us move up. And then a fifth round pick. Okay. It has to be an impact player. We can't give up a second round pick and not take somebody that's worth it. I'm feeling Wallstedt. I think they probably didn't expect him to still be here. They knew 6 was too high. They wanted to get a guy like a skater. But who knows? Maybe some guy in Sweden's like, yo, Lysell's sick, and go take him. We'll see. We'll see what they do. I'm excited though. Detroit like never is this active a team. Yzerman is an active GM. Holland, even when we sucked, did nothing except for like pay too much money. They show us the Red Wings top prospects: Seider, Raymond, Berggren, Johansson, Foligno. Foligno's a guy I kind of forgot about too. Foligno's coming up. I'm gonna be excited for that. But like I was saying, Holland's a guy who kind of like overpays, dude. Old veterans in the summer, as Oilers fans are learning. Doesn't make that many trades. Occasionally he'll make a good trade. I'll give him that. I can make a good team with no cap. But Yzerman's much more active, much more aggressive, and I like it a lot more. Alright. Okay. So yeah. I don't know. They're showing like the best available player. I think the Red Wings I feel like they must have gotten more time when you make a trade because they're like clock's still pretty high. Svechkov or Lysel gets picked. You think Svechkov, eh? I'm not that high on him because he's Russian and like. I mean, I don't know. I guess usually they fall. I don't know if you move up for him. Maybe though, if like somebody really likes him. Seth Jones 9.5. That's a lot of money. Wow, I didn't realize that. Kane and Taves only have 2 years left each on their big contracts. So for that one season, 2022-2023, that's $21 million, 30.5 million, which is over a third of their cap hit on 3 guys. That's crazy. All right, picks in. It had like 3 minutes, but now it's picks in. Bettman said, returning to Hockey Town, let's go. Please make me happy. Okay. We took Sebastian Cossa at 15. I thought I'm a little I don't know about this draft. I'm not for Red Wings. I thought we were gonna take Cossa honestly in the draft, but I thought we were gonna take him at 23. I don't know if he's a guy we had to move up to take. Again, I'm not a GM. I'm not. What's a good emoji here, guys? This one? Yeah, that one. Wallstedt's like the unanimous #1 goalie in this draft, I thought. And like all the talks about him to move up and take Cossa. Oh my gosh, and I just looked at the chat after looking at my Twitter. All the L's. I mean, it's mostly Logan, so respect Logan, but it's just L's. Oh, and now my Twitter's broken. And Cossa cost us a first and a second and a fifth to take. He's big, I know that. 6'6". How big's Wallstedt? Wallstedt's like 6'3". Like Wallstedt's not small. Why is my Twitter broken? He is 6'3". Yeah, so Wallstedt's not, small at all. Some people on Twitter saying Costa is the better pick. I don't know. Somebody said Edmonton would have taken him. I mean, this is basically what I'm thinking. I would have said it out loud. Let them and take. I don't know. Trust the Iser plan. That's the thing. Eklund and Wallstedt could have been our first round, which is like insane to think about. 2012, Eisman acquired an additional first-round pick in the middle of the round, used to select first goaltender in the draft, Vasilevsky. Now he does it, select Costa. Thing is, Vasilevsky, I think, was the consensus #1 goalie in that draft. So, I don't know. I don't know. Bust. Eklund's a bust. I mean, he's going to the Sharks, which is not going to help him because they're going to be in a rough patch for a while. Yeah, like our Max just said, Seider turned out to be a great pick after, we kind of moved up the draft to take him. So, can't always just go off of the draft rankings. You got to trust the guys who actually been scouting these dudes. Tough year or two, I'm sure, to do draft rankings. A lot less to look at. Kuzi getting traded? That'd be nuts. Where do you see that? Everything else from the year, the draft's hard to predict, it's all over the place. One of Offman, Lysell, Svechkov, Wallstedt, maybe. Some really good players still available. Some really good players. If you guys are Rangers, Blues, Jets, Predators, Oilers, Bruins fan, Wild fan, you guys got a lot of guys to pick still. I think somebody say Wallstedt wasn't making it by the Preds. I just like for some. Yeah, they had a scare of. Huh? I don't think that guy realizes they took a first-round goalie last year. Okay, so the Rangers pick is in. What's going on, TMS? Wallstedt could go to the Oilers. Rangers take Brendan Othman from Flint. Not a bad pick. Not a bad pick at all. I think the story of this draft's definitely going to be Wallstedt, though, dropping. Lysell as well, sort of. Very cool, very cool. That's still crazy. For the first 5 picks, Michigan Wolverines. Just nuts. I wonder, like, what, let me clear that. I wonder what people are saying about this guy's saying Fabian Lysell one of the best available. It's a really good transition play. So yeah, again, he's a guy that like the analytics people love. But I don't know. Chaz Lucius injuries, Fabian Lysell bad attitude or attitude. And Wallstedt because he's a goalie, but Costa got taken. I mean, at this point, I hope Lysell drops the second round. Try to get some early. That's what Mackenzie's saying. On this, I'm just going to watch the rest of the round unless something really interesting or playing on. Cool. Okay, so we're halfway through. A lot of surprise picks. No trades, though, aside from Detroit moving up. The Bruins, I think, are going to take the best player available because they're stacked. Or there could probably be some defensive help, but like they're pretty stacked. Honestly, Wallstedt could go to the Bruins. Rask's pretty old. I could see that happening for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna make a trade on it, Mikey. Or sorry, a video on it. I just like by the time I got the OEL to Vancouver video up, it was like 10 minutes to the start of the draft. Now the draft didn't actually start until like 8:20, but still, I'd been rushing that video, and I'd like a lot to say about it. Huge haul for Columbus, the contract. There's a lot of different stuff going on there, so yeah, I don't know if I'll make it tonight after the draft or just upload it tomorrow. And Zachary Bolduc just got taken by St. Louis Blues from Rimouski. Good player. Good player. At this point, though, it's becoming less about like who's getting taken and more about who's not getting taken. I think, in particular, Wallstedt. That's crazy. And everyone's saying Detroit's going to take him at 6. This is why you don't take a goalie at 6. Because yeah, if every other team doesn't think they need a goalie right now, then you're kind of wasting such a high pick. Lambos to Jets. Yeah, you guys do need defense, eh? I could see that. Maybe if they like that Cheka guy as well, the Russian. Interesting. No one really cares. Lysell or Lambos to Preds? Potentially. Is the Jets pick? Jets got 2 minutes left to make their pick. The first overall was Owen Power. There you go. On cap friendly? I think it's just Tactics HD. I don't know. What are people saying about Yzerman, Casa? I think the Oilers would be... I don't know. They're talking about Lambos right now to the Jets on the show. Darren Draker. Winnipeg's taking Chaz Lucius. Okay. This is actually pretty good value, I think, for Winnipeg. I should refresh this. I got the St. Louis pick. I had Chaz Lucius, I think, going 14 to the Flyers. So Winnipeg gets him at 18. Solid pick. The Blues pick's pretty solid. Like, it's not a world beater, but I think it's a good pick. Alright, so yeah, Winnipeg picks in, all done. I feel like Sheldon Dayoff made the pick nice and quick. Some teams, it seems like, make their pick as fast as possible, and other teams, drag it out or whatever. So, interesting. So the Preds are up next. Who could the Preds... Preds are definitely not taking Wallstedt, like the guy on Twitter said. I don't know. Who do you guys think the Preds are going to take? Maybe they take a chance on a guy like... I think... Could they take a chance on a guy like Atu Ratu? Carson Lambos? They like their defenseman. Zachary Bolduc's gone. Brian Hoffman's gone. Xavier Bourgault. I don't know. Maybe. Winnipeg took Chaz Lucius. There you go. So he's a good player. U.S. National Team Development Program, 18 points, 12 games. 20 and 30 on the under 18 team, which is quite solid. A lot of people had him going top 15, including myself. He went 18, so he slipped, I guess, a little bit, but nothing crazy. Again, just I think a good value pick there by the Jets. Holland, please take Wallstedt. Yeah, very cute. I'm trying to think if Detroit ever took a first-round goalie with Holland. I don't think we did. I think Jimmy was a second-round pick. And that's probably like our highest goalie pick ever. Let me see. Nashville's got a few minutes left on the clock before we find out their pick. Lysell the Preds, yeah. I mean, maybe. I think at this point, like, a team's got to be looking at Lysell as a big drop and a good value. Just lurking, brothers. No worries. I've got my Mac and I got my PC open here. My Mac's going slow. Yeah, so Howard was a second round pick by Detroit. I think, like, unless I'm completely missing somebody, like forgetting about somebody, I think that's the highest Holland ever took a goalie. So, I don't know. Edmonton could definitely use a guy like Wallstedt. I'm also surprised we like Eisman traded up to get Casa after trading for Nedoljevich. I think it shows how much confidence he has in our current goalies. He knew there wasn't the chance of them being like legit NHL goalies wasn't too high. Got a commercial break now. I think I forgot to post my OEL trade video on Instagram, so if you guys don't know what I'm doing, I'm just doing that. If you guys haven't followed me on Instagram, go give it a follow. I don't post too often, so I won't spam your feed. I feel like I only post cool stuff. It's tactics.hd. I could put it in the chat even. You guys want to go give it a follow. Holland drafted Datsuk and Zetterberg. Yeah, he did back when no one else scouted, Russia and Europe and stuff like that. Because I have no idea why they didn't, but it was a different time. Lambos to Boston to help Boston's defense. Yep, I mean, the thing is, he's not helping you right away, but yeah. Especially they lost Jeremy Lozon. So they actually still, I just realized, I thought they were going to lose Zaboral, but they lost Lozon, so they still have all 3 guys they took in a row in 2015. I forget who went first, but Senyshyn, Zaboral, and DeBrusk, which is funny. Could have had Barzell, Shabbat, Kyle Connor. Those are the next 3 picks. Who do you think's going to Dallas? Hopefully nobody too good. It's with the Detroit pick. So if it's somebody better than we got it, if it's better than if it's Wallstedt and we gave them a 2nd round pick to take Casa 8 picks earlier, and we could have just stayed and took Wallstedt, or really we probably just could have stayed and took Casa because no one's taking a goalie. I'm gonna be a little upset. They're talking about Red Wings draft. They're talking about Evason kind of being like Hedman. I think because he's Swedish and he's big. He's not even that big though. Evanson's like, I'll have to bring it up. I think Evanson's like 6'4", 6'5". I mean, I guess Hedman's only 6'6", right? (6'5", okay, yeah. Inch shorter than Hedman. Swedish. I get the comparison. Rangers. Oh, I was over here. So they're interviewing Eisman right now. Do you think Eklund should have went 7th? I think he should have went earlier. I thought Eklund was going to go 3rd to the Ducks. I'm really surprised with the McTavish pick. I get the Devils Hughes. I get the Johnson pick even. I thought Eklund went 3rd to the Ducks. And I thought Detroit might have taken him because we don't really have... They have him listed as a left wing. I thought Eklund was a center. Maybe I'm guessing it's both. Where's like position? Left wing. Let me look here. Preds pick is in. Yeah, center left wing. Okay, I was gonna say maybe they just see him, you know, center right now, but in the NHL he's probably more of a winger, something like that. Svechkov going to the Preds. It is Svechkov, okay. Nice pick, I think, for the Preds. They go back-to-back Russians. They probably see Tampa Bay with Vasilevsky, Sergachev, and Kucherov. And I think, like, if you have multiple Russians on your team, there's a better chance that they'll, like, want to play for you kind of thing. But if there's, like, only one, then they might feel like, I don't know. I think it's a... I might be looking too much into it, but I feel like that's a thing. That's going to help them, I think, with the Skarov and now Svechkov. Lysov falling? He's falling quite a bit. I'm Detroit. What's our next pick? Oh, it doesn't show the second rounders. Or all rounds? There we go, okay. I'm going to see if I can move like 38. If he's still available at the end of this first, I'm going to see if I can get back in and just have a ridiculous draft. Now, Columbus has another first coming up, 25. If you've got 3 picks, I mean, why would you not take a risk on a guy? Indefinite. So, Svechkov here, 6 foot tall, center, shoots left, 10 points, the under 18, 7 games. In the VHL and MHL, they're like lower KHL leagues, basically. He had 15 and 15 in MHL. I think that's like, yeah, I think like the VHL is the AHL, the KHL. On the MHL is like a league below that. That kind of makes sense. Look at the point totals, point per game, and then like drops off a bit to 15. And then yeah, also he's playing MHL still the year before. I'm not that familiar with the second and third Russian leagues, I won't lie. I'm pretty sure that's how that works though. So Edmonton Oilers are up next. This will be a very interesting one to see what they do. Let's see. Svechkov here. Crazy that I feel so old. 2003. I was born in 94. Guys in 2003 getting drafted. So Bobby Kenzie had him 30. Craig Button had him 6. That's a huge disparity. Wow. I mean, you split the difference. It equals about 19-ish. So I guess that makes sense. Holland won't take a goalie, no way. That's what I'm saying. I think the highest goal he's ever taken was Wallstedt, second round, man. So, I mean, we'll see. We're talking right now about Reinhardt potentially being available in Buffalo. That's Ron Hextall's music. Zucker for the next 15 picks. Ask is high for Eichel and Reinhardt. I feel like for sure Eichel gets traded. I don't know about Reinhardt. Reinhardt's a maybe. About a minute and a half left on the Edmonton clock. Alright, right now they're talking about Eichel, and they're saying how really he could get traded anywhere, which I kind of agree with. They don't really have to trade Eichel where he wants to go. So I'm very curious what the final destination for Eichel will be. I have a feeling it's not going to be one of the ones everyone thinks, Cali, Rangers. Maybe NHL 21's potential for Wallstedt's correct, as he's falling so low. So lowly it could make sense. Yeah, I had him at medium franchise. It might have been a bit... I mean, medium franchise, though, for a goalie, they still get taken, like, mid-first round. So if he goes in the next 3 picks, it's still accurate based on draft rankings in-game. Odds national picks of Skarov and Wallstedt in back-to-back drafts just to mess with Edmonton. Would have been funny. Oh, we have a trade. Batman has a trade to announce. Here we go. Wow, so Edmonton traded down 2 spots, and the Wild gave up a 3rd round pick to move up 2 spots. So basically they're worried about Boston taking somebody they want. Could Minnesota want Wallstedt? Kapanen's only 24. Maybe they don't think he's good enough. They did expose him. And Boston, like we said, had an old Rask. They could have went goalie. Rask and Halak are combined 70 years old. Swayman looked pretty good, though. Swayman did look pretty good. Daniel Vlader, no, but Swayman looked pretty good. It's very small sample size. I'm not sure if I'd bet my whole future on him as the starting goalie. So we get this updated. Not yet. And I'm curious going to see, because Edmonton, if you're an Edmonton fan, you probably wanted Wallstedt or Lysell. Imagine those are the next 2 picks. I think Edmonton fans will be pissed. Can I not spell? Underestimate? They're praising Ken Holland right now. Nash was at the Columbus draft. Very, very cool. Okay. Very curious what happens with these next 3 picks. Edmonton, Boston, Minnesota. They still haven't updated it, but whatever. Bro, I thought they were trading for Kessel. Rip. I heard Boston, might be trying to. Oler's one of the 6'6" goalie from the Oiler camp, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, who knows? Maybe, did Holland take any of his Detroit staff to Edmonton? Maybe him and Iceman were talking about him. Maybe they're watching the same game. As an Edmonton fan, I can confirm I'm pissed. Wild want Lysell? Probably. He seems like the kind of fit, right? With what they're building. Anything for Eichel? Do you think the Bruins want a goalie? So yeah, I think I mentioned that. With Jeremy Swayman, it's how much they believe in him, right? Small sample size, we looked pretty good this year playing for the Bruins, so. We'll see. They're talking about the bite of Parise and Suter. That was crazy. Was it after this year they pay them $12.5 million combined to not play, and then almost $15 million the 2 years after that to not play. It's kind of ridiculous. I know a lot of people are saying too. I kind of agree. If I'm them, I buy out Parise, but I don't buy out Suter. That way you don't get hit by the cap as hard. And Suter was still a capable defenseman, not worth $7.5 million, but not. I don't think really worth buying out. Minnesota's about to pick. Pick is in. Guerin's at the podium, but they're doing something. Alright, so Wallstedt finally gets taken. Number 20 pick by the Minnesota Wild. So Edmonton could have had the top goalie by a lot of scouts' rankings, and they decided to pick up a third-round pick instead. Interesting. So I guess Kakinen they're not that high on. I thought Kakinen looked good at times this year. I had some bad games. We had some really good games too. I'm very surprised by that. Ken Holland's summer continues. The summer of Ken Holland. I don't know. What's a good tweet we could have, guys? I don't even know. Wallstedt just got compared to Cam Talbot. I don't know about that comparison. Maybe that's why he's going to number 20. Don't do another DeBust. Hopefully not. X-Tech, Mike's Oilers going to run with Mike Smith, like 59. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, if I'm an Edmonton fan, we need a goalie too. Like, do they not? Like, are we wrong here? I guess Stuart Skinner is like, he's a guy. He's only 22. He's looked pretty good in the WHL. In the AHL this year, 2.38 to .914. That's not that bad. The year before that wasn't as great. WHL All-Star game got lit up, but I mean it's an All-Star game. They must be high on Skinner. Everyone's saying McDavid is going to request a trade. I don't see that happening anytime soon, but you never know. You never know. We'll see how the season goes for them. Edmonton traded back. They traded a third-round pick back. Let's see the replies on Friedman's tweet. That's a good one. Wallstedt literally found Edmonton's lap at 20, and all they had to do was take him. Is the easiest pick ever. Had a good young goalie, guy who's ranked way higher than where they were picking, and they said no. Someone said Chiarelli better than Holland. I don't know about that, but... So these two picks will be interesting. I will say if Edmonton takes Lysell, 22, I think you know, that makes up for it. I think he's a good player. I think he's definitely worth this draft position as well. I think he's fallen quite a bit. They're showing Boston's top prospects. The one guy looks 16. Oh my gosh. Mason Lohrey. John Beecher. Jeremy... is it Jeremy Swayman? That's not what it is. But Swayman, good goalie. Did Boston actually take Lysell? Because that's hilarious. Like Edmonton trade away. That's hilarious. Boston took Lysell. So Boston gets a really good player there. And I mean, if he can make the NHL anytime soon, top 6 with him, Hull, Pasternak, Marchand, Bergeron, either Krejci or whoever else, really, that 6th guy. That's crazy. They're talking up Lysell about a lot right now on the draft show. I can't believe Edmonton had a chance to pick. You guys saw the tweet I wrote. Wallstedt or Lysell, and they traded out. Like, I can't believe that. It's insane. Some of the things you see. It's like, especially, we're not NHL GMs, but sometimes it's like it seems obvious what you should do. 2 guys that could have went in the top 10. Wallstedt goes 20th. And Lysell falls out of the top 20. Wow, what a pick for Boston. I'm trying to think, who can Edmonton take here to really... Carson Lambos on the block, or on the... I keep saying on the block, on the board. If they want Xavier Bourgault, Daniil Chaika, Logan Stankovens, and Kamloops. They probably watched him a bit. It's crazy. I think Edmonton, I'm not gonna lie, is like my favorite Canadian team, and I started liking them after they drafted Taylor Hall. And even though they traded him, McDavid's probably my favorite player, so I still like Edmonton as the second favorite team behind Detroit. This guy has no idea what he's talking about. Wow. Very curious to see this next pick by Edmonton. If you guys are watching, you're an Oilers fan, let me know who'd you guys like to see here. Bye. Sad to be an Oilers fan. Panthers looking to draft Lambos. Zachary LaHaru, that could be a good pick actually. Yeah, he's a guy who I haven't really been mentioning tonight, but he's a nice player for sure. Where's his rankings around the end of the first round? I don't think this is too early for him at all, especially after the Ottawa pick. It seems like if you like a guy, you take him. McDavid for Michkov. Michkov just stays in the KHL forever. My heart hurts. I'm sorry, Ty. Xavier Bourgault apparently is going to the Oilers, according to Darren Dreger. I mean, obviously you don't know how these guys are going to turn out, but Lysel's rankings on average about 10 spots above Bourgault's. I don't know. Great pick for Boston, I think. Okay, so they got the Edmonton pick in. Okay. So Xavier Bourgault is the pick to Edmonton. I don't think that's a bad pick. I just think it's bad in context, and you passed on Wallstedt and Lysell, trading down to take him instead. But again, like I said, I even overreact a little bit with Yzerman's picks because they're the guys you want based on whatever stats or whatever you see, highlight reel. It's all so early and so hard to tell really. Who's going to turn out as a good player, who's not. I still feel like Eklund's the guy who's going to haunt us for sure. Costa could be the better goalie than Wallstedt, but Eklund's the one I think got away. Dallas is up next with the Oilers pick, the Red Wings pick. I think we have more traded picks than non-traded picks left actually, which is kind of funny. Everyone's just kind of ripping on Edmonton. I mean, yeah. Like someone said, maybe they'll hit on that third round pick. Eklund should have been number 1, not biased at all. Man, I actually saw some people that had him ranked number 1, so that's why I was so surprised to see him fall to 7. Power was a consensus 1, and then the other guys I've seen, a relative amount of, aside from one analytics page that had Lysell number 1, the only other guys I saw number 1 were Beniers and Eklund. So I was really surprised to see Eklund drop so much. What did Seth Jones get? An 8-year, $9.5 million extension? Yeah. That's part of the trade right there. 2029 to 2030. Yeah, it's a big contract. Caleb Jones making if like he's making right now he's making less than 10% of what Seth Jones is gonna make. That's crazy to think about. Lambeau's going to Florida. Oh, I don't think that'd be too bad of a pick. Seabrook's still got 3 more years left. Jeez, Shaw. I think they LTR retired both of them though. I know Shaw said he retired. I think Seabrook said too, but obviously this way you can hide the cap. We just found out Wallstedt lives on the same street as Nicholas Lidstrom, and we passed on him. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I feel like that was like meant to be. Oh well. Did I spell Lindstrom wrong? No, I didn't spell it wrong. What? Maybe it's just one of those. I guess, yeah, Wallstedt has us wrong as well. Save us. So Dallas is making the Detroit pick now. Number 23. Pick is in. I'm not sure if my stream or Gary Bettman's just talking super slow. Oh, it is the stream. I thought Gary Bettman was like trying to be like a, I don't know, a showman. He was like talking super slow. Oh wow, Wyatt Johnston from the Spitfires. Dallas takes. Wow, I didn't think Wyatt Johnston was gonna go first round. That's crazy. So he's a Spitfire, guys. I haven't watched him play though, because he only played last year. And I didn't go to a game, and then the pandemic canceled the season, and there was no season this year. So here's what you can see. He had 4 points in 7 games of the under-18s. Last year, his rookie year, he had 30 points, which is pretty good for a rookie in the OHL. Again, there was no season this year. I'm surprised. I didn't expect him to be a first-round pick. I thought he was going to be a second, maybe even third-round pick. Now, Dallas's first-round pick record's not great, but hopefully this is a good one. So that's kind of cool for sure. Spitfire going first. If you guys don't know, I'm from Windsor, so that's why I care. Have to trust Hacken. I don't even know what Hacken is. From the Detroit Red Wings fan base, enjoy the shit show. Nothing on doesn't make sense anymore. Does this sound like I'm an Edmonton fan? This summer has been tough for Oilers fans. I would have said like tough for us Oilers fans if I was an Oilers fan. I think. Luke Hughes will wear number 129. Florida's on the clock. Maybe he knew something. Tipped off Stevie. I That'd be something. Okay, so Florida. Somebody in the chat was saying Lambos for Florida, eh? And then the Columbus third first round pick will be after that. Exposed as an Oilers fan. 100% Lambos to Florida. 100%? Sazlucius to the Jets was a steal. That was a really good pick. I think Lysel to Boston is probably the steal of the draft, though. I will never forgive Dallas if they take Lambos. Well, they didn't. Watch Walsall in the Cup, the Wild next year. I don't think he'll be in the NHL next year. I don't really think the Wild are winning the Cup next year either. And then they really only have one chance to win the Cup too, because like after that I think they'll probably have the most dead money of any NHL team, right? Where do I think Dougie Hamilton lands? That's a good question. I honestly have no idea. With Taylor Hall signed, he's got to be like the #1 free agent this year. He's gonna get paid. I don't think like him getting $10 million is outside the realm of possibility when you look at all the cap space a lot of teams have. Detroit could easily sign him for that. Buffalo could. He might not want to sign with these guys, but they have you have all this money. For instance, Ottawa's $29 million. They have nobody. Drake Bastian's a decent contract. Mete won't cost anything. There's a lot of Brady Tkachuk's gonna need $107 million. So 22. If Bastian gets like 4, it's $18 million. Yeah, they can more than easily sign Hamilton. I guess the big issue is where he wants to sign. I'm trying to remember. Hamilton's like what? He's not that old. He's still in his 20s. He's 28. So I think he's going to get a huge payday wherever he goes. Where it'll be, like I said, I have no idea. Maybe the team that offers him the most money that isn't a crap team. So if they made the playoffs this year, at least competitive. Like Nashville, he'd probably go to for a lot of money. Ottawa, though, maybe not. Seattle, I don't know. I don't know how he'd view them. I feel like players probably thought they were going to be better before the draft than after the draft. Do you think the Rangers are going to go do a big trade for Superstar this offseason? I mean, they might make a trade for Eichel. Panthers pick is in, but we're still waiting on it. They're just kind of killing time here. I feel like so much of this is like killing time because the pick is in, which means like what are we waiting for? If the pick's in, let's make the pick, right? Zachary Leroux, 29. I'd love for Detroit to maybe get him early second. How many more picks do we have? 24, so 8 picks. Do you think the Lambos to the Blue Jackets? They've taken 2 centers, trade away Jones, they traded away Savard, they traded away Murray and Advair the summer before that. I could see them taking a defenseman for sure. Chicago? I'll give you all a better guess when we get there and we see who's available. Is there another interview? They're really stretching this out, eh? Because it's already been, what? If you started watching at 8, it's been almost 3 hours. Still a third of the draft left. I think I started like a quarter after. Interesting. Looks like all the big trades got done before the draft. I'm looking at stuff. I'm not seeing anything. I'll show you guys here. I agree with Jeffler here. It seems like the draft is just, they're dragging it. Sabres asking price for Jack Eichel's too high. Which pick is he talking about? That Mackie Skamosevich. Another Michigan Wolverine. That is crazy. 5 in the first round. That's a tough name to say. Skamosevich. He's a commit though, like Luke Hughes, not there yet. Skamosevich. That's tough to say. So Michigan commits. They have him listed at center on Elite Prospects, and they got him at right wing on the stream here. Okay, so this is around where you're supposed to go. He was ranked late 20. This one guy had 21. To as much as 40. So yeah, late first or second round pick. Over a point per game, playing for Chicago Steel. Last year, 34. Shattuck St. Mary graduate, so that's cool to see. See how that pick works out for the Panthers. And next to the Columbus third first round pick, which is nuts. Absolutely nuts. Wyatt Johnston honestly getting taken by Dallas is, like, his name, he sounds like a cowboy. Wyatt Johnston. Like, I don't know. All right, come on. No trades, eh? Nothing. So this is the Leafs pick. Leafs fans, if this player ends up being a star, you can blame Dubas forever for trading Foligno for that. Yeah, I had to get rid of the guy saying E. Don't you guys all start saying that now? Who do you think takes Brett Harrison? What round? Blue Jackets getting Lambos. Yeah, they've taken 2 forwards. You'd think they would kind of balance it out position wise. We'll see. This is a good spot, I think, for Lambos as well. Who does Chicago pick up in free agency? Well, they just spent a lot of money on Seth Jones. How much money do they have left? They have $6 million in cap space. Alex Nylander's going to get a little bit of money. Zadorov, they probably keep. You're bargain hunting. You don't really have a lot of money left to spend here. That's crazy. Like, looking at the roster, you wouldn't think that they have such little cap space. I think the Seabrook and Shaw contracts must be on it. So they must be. So you actually have another 10 million. So 15 million. Okay, so you could probably get a player if you put them on LTIR. I think they need a defenseman still, even after getting Jones. Because you lost Adam Boquist, who's, I think, a really good young defenseman. Offensively, if Taze is out, that's a big hit. Doc, Kane, DeBrincat, Stromer, all solid. I don't like the Chicago trade's weird to me. I don't see them. They give a first round pick, a potential unprotected 2023 first. And I don't see them being that good. I don't know who they take though. Like I said, probably mostly bargain deals. But we'll see. What do I think? I like Max Pacioretty. Oh, it's Zach Hyman. Whoops. That's pretty cool. Alright. Is the pick in? The pick's gotta be in. Detroit picks. I was hoping for Eklund Wallstedt, and they went Edvinsson Casa, so not the route I would have went. I did want a goalie with our second first round pick, which was what we got, but we had to give up a second round pick to move up to get him. Corson Ceulemans goes to Columbus. So they got a defenseman who was not Carson Lambos though. Bring him up for you guys. Corson Ceulemans, Canadian, is going to go to Wisconsin. He's a commit, so he probably won't be jumping in the NHL right away. This looks to be around his expected draft spot in the 20s there. The star of Ceulemans' game is his shot and the ability to activate off the point to fire it. It's always good to have a nice shot as a defenseman. In the AJHL, over a point per game. Under 18 team, he had over a point per game for Canada as well as a defenseman, which is impressive. Of course, that's like that stacked team. Bedard Wright that just won with Canada. So I think that looks like a pretty good pick to me for Columbus. I think Columbus has done quite well with all three of these first round picks. Again, they got Kent Johnson at 5, then took Cole Sillinger 12, and now Corson Ceulemans with 25th pick. Again, if he ends up being a stud defenseman, even anything better than a bomb pair, if he's a top 4 defenseman or better, Leafs fans are not going to let Dubas forget the fact he traded Foligno away, and Columbus got him. Got too many cap-friendly tabs open here. Let's do a double check here. Yeah, no more trades. Okay, they don't include pick-for-pick trades on that. So this is the Minnesota Wild's second first-round pick. I forgot they had that too from Pittsburgh. So they got Wallstedt and they get another guy here. Minnesota's set up quite well. Carolina pick will be interesting. Avs. The Devils have another pick. Minnesota's pick right now. Not making us wait for this one. Minnesota's second first rounder. And Carson Lambos goes to Minnesota. So I feel like Minnesota did pretty well here. They get goalie of the future in Wallstedt. They get Carson Lambos. Two guys I had in the top 15. And they get them at 20 and 26. I'm not an NHL scout, obviously, but still, I think they did pretty good there with 2 later first-round picks. Who do you think takes Brett Harrison? What round? I'm not sure, man. I think it's really, really hard to say, like, where, if like a guy's not going to go in the first, it's really hard to say where he's going to go. I feel like, you know what I mean? Like, first and I guess second, you can kind of predict. I'm looking at his ranking, though. They have him, he looks to be about a late second, third round rank, looking at most of the scouts. Had a pretty good year in Oshawa like 2 years ago. I think he might get taken in the second, but you know, who takes him is anyone's guess. Hate Bowman. 5 picks to go. Yeah, we got 5 more picks here. Some good guys. Ossie Ratu, if someone wants to take a risk, I'm still available. Logan Stankoven, Zachary LaHaru. Russian, Nikita Chibrikov. Daniel Chaika, another Russian. Simon Robertson. Francesco Pinelli. I think everyone else has been taken at this point that I'm looking at on like this ranking list. So, yeah, I think there's still some good names though for these last 6 teams. Interviewing Wyatt Johnson right now, Spitfire, so that's pretty cool. I mentioned on Twitter, Wyatt Johnson, he sounds like, you know, he belongs at, Dallas Stars makes sense for him. That sounds like a cowboy name. Are you in a round 2 stream? No, I'm not going to be doing a stream tomorrow. The round 2 stream would be a lot. I feel like at that point too, there's a lot of, like, your teams are making picks, and there's going to be a lot of guys who you never even heard of. I guess past the second round probably. You know, 3rd to 7th round, so it's like, whatever. Yeah, I agree. I think with Tugi, he did a really good job. Blue Jackets did very well, I thought, too, with their 3 first-round picks. Tom Wilson really broke New York Rangers. What did the New York Rangers do that I'm... I won't mention my team. I'll just leave it to other teams there. Love your content. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Alpha Alex. Appreciate that, man. Imagine what Dougie Hamilton's going to get on the market. That's what I'm saying, dude. So many teams have tons of cap space. So just looking at it, like when you see this here, there's a lot of teams with tons of money. Not a lot of guys to re-sign. Like a team like Winnipeg. They got $21 million. Don't need to keep, don't need to keep, don't need to keep, don't need to keep. They'll keep for 3. It's 18. Stanley won't get much. I don't know if they keep. Pionk's going to get a bit of money. Probably 5. Stanley gets like a bridge at 2, so that's 7, that's 3, that's 10. They got $11 million. They can give Dougie Hamilton $10 million a year. There's so many teams that can make that happen. and like not even being cap hell at all. So he's gonna get paid. He's gonna have his pick of pretty much any team would like him. I know some Boston fans want him back. I don't think he goes back to Boston after they trade him away. Even though that would be pretty crazy, that'd be a really good signing for them. Just woke up with any good trade. Just woke up. If you missed all the trades, like, did you see the trades leading up to the draft? If you've only like missed the draft itself, then no. But Seth Jones is on Chicago. Your vids are the best. Thank you, Austin. Ristolainen's on Philadelphia for a first, a second, and Haig. Oliver Ekman-Larsson and Connor Garland go to Vancouver. Arizona got a 9th overall pick they used for Dylan Guenther and a bunch of cap dumps. Very interesting trade, very kind of complicated trade, to be honest. But a trade that was polarizing. Some people like it for Vancouver, some people don't. I think it's relatively a fair trade for both teams, but Arizona does win it, I think, at least for now. If in a couple seasons, Ekman-Larsson's played 2 good years in Vancouver. They made the playoffs both years. I think it's a bit more, how do you say it? A bit more like digestible or like palatable for Vancouver fans. Actually, I posted that trade on Instagram. I put a poll asking like who people think won. I should check that right now. I'm curious what the results will be. Oh wow, that's not what I expected. So we have 700-ish people saw it. We don't know how many voted, but I don't know if you guys see this, but so 66% of people said Sabres won the Buffalo trade, and then 71% of people said Vancouver won the trade. Getting Ekman-Larsson and Garland. Interesting. Like I said, I think Arizona actually won that. I think probably people are just looking at it as Ekman-Larsson, was a former star defenseman. He's still good, but he's not really worth the money he's getting paid, in my eyes. That's probably what it is, just like a player thing rather than like a contract thing. And they see like all the bad players they had getting rid of. Logan, what's a joke? Oh, we gave way too much for Jones. Way too much, man. Way too much. I don't know why they gave away so much. Like, I know Jones is a good defenseman, but the fact he had 1 year left, like, I thought they'd have more leverage because the Blue Jackets, if they didn't make a trade happen, then they lose him for nothing. And if you make a trade at the deadline happen, you get a lot less because you're going to get, like, the team's training for 20 games in their playoff. You're going to get, like, a first-round pick, but it's going to be a late first-rounder, and maybe a prospect. Instead, they got Boquist is better than a prospect. He's like proven he can play in the NHL and he's still young. And a top 12 pick. And a first round pick. And a second round pick. Like they absolutely cleaned up. 100%. Captain Carter's going good, man. I'm a little hungry because I didn't eat dinner before this draft started. I didn't even eat lunch. So I've been munching on these like rice cakes. Or sorry, where's the camera? I've got 2 screens. Rice cakes. So once this is over, I'm going to have some food for sure. Probably Wild had the best draft. I thought, considering how late they drafted and then to still get Wallstedt and Lambos, they only had to give a third. I think they did quite well. Nash was saying Blue Jackets won. Personally, Blue Jackets Wild, 2 former expansion teams, both had big drafts. Six more picks, and they're just filling time. Carolina here on the clock. You think the pick would be in at this point. I feel like it's been 5 minutes since the last pick. What flavor are the rice cakes? They are butter popcorn flavor, my guy. I think that's one of the better ones. And then like the butter popcorn flavor doesn't like get your hands dirty, so that's good if you're like doing something like this on the computer. They're currently interviewing Brian Boucher, former NHL goalie. If you guys are younger, you might not know. He was pretty good. I think he played like on some Canadian World Championship teams. Played a lot for Arizona, and then I think Philly. His son was the one that was drafted by Ottawa, 10th overall. Probably the biggest reach of the draft, but again, he had an injury-riddled season, so maybe that's why the rankings we saw had him lower, and Ottawa liked what they saw when he was healthy, and I don't know. I just at 10, Cole Sillinger, the pick right after, I think's a better pick probably. I've already mentioned how I like Lysell, who went 21. Carolina, let's get this pick in. Also, guys, I know a lot of people are asking about my thoughts on the Jones trade. Can you believe that Luke and Jack Hughes are going to play with each other? It's very cool, Austin, yeah. I'm going to get my caramel rice cakes, nice. Nashville trending up. Yeah, Nashville, I don't know if I agree with that, actually. I like the pick there, but they traded away a lot of good pieces of their core who weren't that old. They traded away Arvidsson, who was only like 28. They traded away Ryan Ellis, who was 30. Still not that old. Who else am I forgetting that they got rid of? There's 3 guys. Arvidsson, Ellis, Rene retired. Oh, and then Kyle Yarncroc, who was also 28, got taken by Seattle. They lost some pretty big pieces. Oh, that's why it was taking forever. Carolina traded the pick to Nashville. Oh, trades up. I thought you said trending up. This makes more sense. This draft is taking forever because every time they make a trade, they get like an extra 5 minutes. But I feel like it's unnecessary because if you're making the trade, you know you're making it because you have a guy you want to pick. I'm curious. Last pick's gonna be at 1 a.m. 6 picks to go. I know, and it's like I'm trying to think. Zachary Leroux, is he a guy you move up for in the draft? Maybe. It's like I just want to know who the picks are. I don't want to have like all this extra stuff that they're doing. But I mean I think they're just trying to kill time essentially. Logan Stankoven, I know a lot of people are pretty happy about it, like on social media like him. Atu Ratu, very very high risk but potentially high reward player. Somebody's got to take that risk, you'd think. So tired. What team should next franchise mode? Possibly Seattle. I've been watching the NHL 6. I've been watching since NHL 16 Fantasy Draft GM mode. Wow, Jack, thank you, man. I appreciate that. It's like 5 years watching. It means a lot, man. Forrest was going to request a trade. Maybe. Seattle, I'm actually going to do a cup or bust for rather than a franchise because I think I'm going to do like a legit franchise, NHL 22. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be doing that, but whatever. I want to do it as well. So just a cup or bust. That way I don't like do back-to-back franchises. We were right. Nashville traded up and took Zachary Leroux. So a pretty good draft for them. They took Fyodor Svechkov at 19, and I'll get Zachary Leroux at 27. Cap Friendly hasn't up. Oh, there we go. There's the updated trade, but not the updated pick. That was the first guy I thought of that they could have been trading up to get, so I think that worked out really well. The Avs are up next, obviously one of the best teams in the NHL, especially if they can keep Landeskog Grubauer, not have to pay a king's ransom for Makar. One thing with I think the new Seth Jones trade and then Heiskanen signing not too long ago is Makar is going to get paid, and the Avs is an interesting one. They have $29 million in cap space, and I'm thinking like realistically, I heard they offered Landeskog 5 to 6 and he wants 9 to 10, so they basically offered him half, which is ridiculous. You'd think he should sign around 7.5. That seems reasonable to me. So if he does 7.5 times 7 until he's 35, that's not until he's too old. You have 22. If Makar gets 10, which I don't think is I think Makar's going to get like $10 million. You still have 12 million. Grubauer gets 6. You have 6 million. You probably lose Sod. You can get Joss for a few million. And you have some depth guys you get for cheap contracts. Yeah, so I think they have to spend the cap, but like I know their owner there is a bit cheap. You gotta spend the if you're one of the best teams in the league, at a certain point you have to spend the cap. So as long as they're doing that, they should be able to keep everybody. But yeah, I'm very curious to see that Makar contract. So this is an interesting one. They dropped back quite a few spots in Carolina, from 27 to 40, but then they pick up another second, 51. So not too bad value there. They're probably thinking the guys they were looking at, there's like a handful they were good with, and they're kind of fine with waiting. And then, of course, if there's a handful of guys, maybe they can get both guys they like, if the other one's still there at 51. So Avalanche pick, a few minutes here until they have to go up and take it. For a fun video, you could do a fave player from every team. Yeah, I thought about doing that. Yeah. And I was thinking if it does well, I could do like fave player from every team all time. So for instance, Anaheim would be Paul Kariya. He's my favorite player of all time. Just absolutely loved him as a kid. Skarov last year, Tomasino the year before that, Tolvanen back in 2017, Fabro 2016, Fiala 2014. Nashville's pretty good at drafting, it seems. Is Ratu going to be taken in the first round? That's a good question, Logan. That's a very good question. I'm not sure. We're going to find out here. 5 more picks left. Or 5 picks left, I should say. Trying to think who's got that, like who's a good value pick. Aatu Ratu I don't think's like a terrible pick. Logan Stankoven I know people really like. I'll bring him up here. He's just like kind of like Cole Caulfield. He's undersized, but he's like skill. Logan Stankoven. So 5'8". Oh my gosh, get that out of there. 5'8". Ranked. McKean's has a 13. Mostly late first round. He's fearless puck carrier, always drives the inside. Never shy about setting up shop near the front of the net. Plays a north-south game, always attacks at an unrelenting high pace. The mechanics behind his shot are so clean, exerting downward force while pushing his top hand off his body. Always in motion, feet, defensive motor, round out, and exciting toolkits. So yeah, some high praise here from these scouts. Will the Colorado Avalanche take him? Right after I talked about him. 10.6 games this year, 8 points to under 17s in 7 games. 48 and 59. They drafted Oscar Olausson. Interesting. Let's bring him up here. They just mentioned he 14 goals, 16 games. He was a pretty unanimous late first round ranking there. 14 goals, 16 games in the under 20 H371 team. 4.60 games in the actual SHL. He was at the World Juniors, but didn't score a point. On the under 20s though, that's pretty realistic. You're not going to play much as an 18-year-old either. He's probably on like the 4th line for Sweden. Skating posture allows him to effortlessly maneuver through opponents with his top hand in full control. Pushed out from his body, you rarely see Olsen attempt the same neutral zone rush twice in the same game. That's an interesting kind of point there. So he's always trying something new to beat the defense. He'll cross the dotted line, change lanes and speed, and work well-timed weight shifts as a puck carrier to get past the defender opposite him. I think it looks like a pretty solid pick to me by the Avalanche there. They're another team I think drafts quite well, especially recently. So 4 picks. This is the Devils pick. Their last pick, they of course got Luke Hughes, Jack's brothers. So maybe they go forward here. I didn't really see many defensemen available in terms of mock at this spot. It's more like Aatu Ratu Please just end the draft of Dynasty. We gotta get up at 7. Oh no. I mean, you can still get 8 hours if it ends right now, though. So our guesses, I'm thinking Stan Koven or Atu Ratu, or I guess Janil Chaika they could take. Simon Robertson, I saw some people like him. Zach Dean. Yeah, the Avalanche have had such a good recent few years of drafting. Bowen Byram, Alex Newhook, the same draft. That was like, what, 2019, I think? Radu has to go, right? I mean, you'd think a guy that was the unanimous first overall a year ago would at least stay in the first round. Like, what could he have done to really like hurt his stock that much? I know he didn't make the World Junior team like last year, but he made it the year before, or I guess not however you say it, this year we made it the year before. I don't know. They just said the Hughes brothers are the first family to have 3 brothers all selected in the top 10. That's really cool. If Quinn Hughes would have went 5 to Arizona, like they probably should have taken Quinn opposed to Barrett Hayton, they would have had 3 top 5 brothers. That would be pretty cool as well. Devils had a lot of picks in the last couple of years. They had 3 picks in the first round last year. We'll see who they take here. Is the pick in? Pick is still not in. They're taking their time on this one. I feel like all this like video stuff on TSN is old. Like about Oilers getting Keith, the Minnesota Wild buyouts. Like that all happened last week. Jake Bean trade. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I think for a second round picks, really good value. I don't know why Seattle didn't take Jake Bean. He doesn't need a contract, so like maybe they felt he was gonna ask for too much money, but he hasn't really proven enough for that to be the case. They took Morgan Geekie instead from the Carolina Hurricanes. I don't see a thing where Carolina could trade Morgan Geekie for a second. 23, he hasn't really proven. It's 9 points, 36 games. Yeah, I don't know. Are you gonna review the trade of Seth Jones tonight? I don't know. I was thinking about doing it tonight after the draft, but honestly, the draft went. I thought because it was online and stuff, the draft would have been quicker, but draft's gone longer than I expected. So probably have it out in like the morning. What if Ken Holland never made a trade as Oilers GM? He's been there for 2 years, and yeah, if he never made a trade, they win the cup, maybe. Maybe. Especially if Wallstedt turns out to be a really good goalie. Chase Stillman from the Sudbury Wolves going to the Devils. I actually just signed him in my Canucks franchise to be our 4th line right winger. So that's kind of cool. Bring him up for you guys here on Elite Prospects. Pretty solid player, I think. They said I think he was playing in Denmark because of the 16 points in 8 games. Playing on under 20 team in Denmark because OHL obviously didn't have a season. 34 points, 58 games last year. Another under 18 team, another guy on that team. That team was stacked. Look at all the first round players they had, plus future first overalls in Ryan Bedard. 4 points in 7 games. His shooting and passing skills appear NHL caliber in flashes, just waiting to be unlocked by better details. So it's kind of like an unpolished guy, but the skill's there. His ranking's kind of all over the place. Bob McKenzie, 42. So early second. Craig Button, 74, has him like a mid-third. And he goes late first round. So actually, looking at these rankings, a bit of a reach, but again, it's such a wide open draft class, it's tough to say. So he plays for Canada, but he's born in St. Louis. He must have like moved to Canada as a kid. Call it motor or energy. Call it motor or energy or engagement or drive. Stillman has it. He's willing to go above and beyond, willing to play whatever role needed to maximum his ability to give his team the win. He knows when to go after to try and retrieve it, and will head to the best areas of the ice to get a goal scoring chance off. Having a tough time reading here. I've been streaming for so long. But, okay. I think that's a decent pick for the Devils. I think late first rounder. Let me bring these back up. So we got 3 picks left. The Vegas Golden Knights pick, the Montreal Canadiens pick, the Chicago Blackhawks pick. Chicago pick will be interesting too. They got to make sure they do get a good pick here to go along with Seth Jones. They can't miss on this one because at that point, you really, if you miss and you get like nothing back with Seth Jones in that trade, because the 6th round pick I doubt is going to be a player. Why is it showing Buffalo's 2nd round as next pick? Because like it's the next pick. It's the 2nd round, but like it's the next pick, right? It'll be the 33rd pick. So just showing the next 4 picks and the 4th next picks in the 2nd round. I saw a trade alert, got excited, and saw I was pressing Canes. Kachucks versus the Hughes. Who you got? Well, I mean, the Hughes have an extra guy, so I think the Hughes in that case. What's your opinion of the Seth Jones? I think he's a good defenseman. He had a rough year in Columbus. I think a fair trade for him would have been Boquist, the 12th pick, and a 2nd. I don't think they needed to add another 1st. I think that would have been more than fair. So you get your young defenseman in Boquist to replace Jones. You move up 20 spots in the 1st round, and then you get an extra 2nd round pick. I feel that would have been fair. I think the Chicago Blackhawks overpaid a bit, especially, like I said this a couple times, you could have kind of like looked at, like, really shoved in, Columbus's face. His last season wasn't great. The fact he's a pending UFA after this year, you don't want to lose him for nothing or get less at the trade deadline. The fact that, I don't know, they have Caleb Jones. He might have just signed there anyway for free as a UFA if they waited a year. So it's a lot to give up. I'm going to have my video on it tomorrow along with the EA trade sim. I'm not sure. I feel like the trade sim's going to have Columbus win because Jones has a lot of value, but 1st round picks have so much value. They end 2. Boquist has immediately potential. Yeah, I feel like Columbus has to win the trade sim, and like I said, I think they win in real life as well. So looking at this here, I guess the first big surprise of the draft is Tyler Boucher, 10 to the Senators. And then Wallstedt dropping to 20, Lysell to 21. Edmonton could have taken either or. They take Xavier Bourgault instead. Some names, jumping up you wouldn't expect, but that's usually the case the 1st round. There's going to be a couple guys teams really like. So Vegas Golden Knights should be up in a minute here. Showing their young players. Payne Krebs definitely thinks their best prospect. Kane Korczak. The other guys I'm really not too familiar with. McTavish at 3 as well. Yeah, you're right, Real Cheekins. It's a good point. I did not expect McTavish at 3. I really thought Ducks were going to go Eklund. And if not Eklund, I thought they would have went Clark. And those guys went 7 and 8. So it was quite the surprise. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not sure why the Ducks value McTavish over Eklund, but we'll see. Kind of, future will show who's the better player. Picks in. Here we go. Who is it going to be? Zach Dean from Gatineau. I mentioned he was a player that could go to Montreal, just, obviously playing for Gatineau in the QMJHL. They're pretty close there. They saw a bit more of him in his rookie year. The shortened QMJHL season, but goes to Vegas, 1 pick before, so Montreal fans, if you want him, you're not going to get him, unfortunately. Come on, refresh. He had 20 points in 23 games this year in the Q. Pretty solid. Let's bring him up on here, because we get the scouting report if I bring him up on Elite, which I don't get on Cap Friendly. So, Dean plays at a breakneck pace, stacking his skill as a handler and a passer on top of his skating ability to make plays without a moment's hesitation. His hands work independent of his feet with his top arm free from his side. I feel like they've mentioned this a lot with like how the guys skate. Pushed out well in front of him to grant him as much maneuverability as possible. If you get open, he'll get you the puck, just that simple. So should be a playmaker, it sounds like. 20 points, 23 games. Last year, 46 and 57. So actually scored really well his rookie season. Pretty similar point per game pace. There we go, Zach Dean to the Vegas Golden Knights. I'm wondering if I put the nationality here. So we've had 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 14, 15, 16 of the 30 picks are Canadian, so just over half. Americans, we've had 4, 5, 6. Swedes, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 28. We had 1 Russian, and I missed. Oh, and then Arizona pick, of course, is forfeited. Wow. So 16 Canadians, 6 Swedes, 6 Americans, 1 Russian. Not a single Finn. Basically, yeah, 3 countries dominating this draft, which I think actually somebody mentioned going into this one would be the case. Let's see, people on Twitter are saying about these drafts. We'll be talking to Chris Sherry at the end of the first round. I have to figure out some questions to ask after an uneventful day, I guess, in regards to not getting Eichel. Let's see. 28th pick, Avalanche, Sebastian Casa.
Hey guys, Sebastian Cosa here.
Or Cosa.
Couldn't be more excited to join the Red Wings organization and can't wait to get things started.
Cool. I know how to say his name correctly now. He said himself, Cosa, not Casa, Cosa. There's the Seth Jones deal. Oh my goodness. So $5 million in salary bonus basically means when the season starts he gets the money, or is it in the summer he might even get it. So that's like awesome. You don't have to wait for the money in terms of like from his perspective. And you can see it's a higher based at the beginning. Look at like first year 750K base salary with a 9.25 million signing bonus. That's ridiculous. That's also $10 million the first year. Then he's getting 12 the next 2 in real money, 10, 8, and then 7, 7, 7 for the average cap hit of 9.5. I wonder why that 1 year the salary bonus is lower. Maybe the like potential lockout year. But actually, if that was the case, wouldn't you want a higher salary bonus? I don't know. I'm not sure.
Your call has been forwarded to
Francis called Matt Beniers and it went to voicemail. I love when that happens. Service to Line, if you guys don't know JFresh, really good like analytics kind of account. So basically 100% means you're like one of the best in the league, 75% is like the top quarter, 50% means like you're not average, but you're like, you know, as good as half of the NHL defensemen. So Risk to Line, and you can see his numbers are not good. So that's why I was saying that video. I think the Flyers gave up way too much for him. Alright, so yeah, it doesn't really look like there's much action in terms of rumors or anything on Twitter. Montreal pick should be in at this point. I had like a few minutes left and we've been watching commercials here. Can they just finish the draft? At least Pierre makes you laugh. Pierre Maguire, yeah, people hate on Pierre. He does make me laugh. Like, he's entertaining, even if he's a little weird, you know? Yeah, I feel like Stankoven I feel like one of Stankoven or Ratu will be taken in these next 2 picks, Montreal, Chicago. Maybe Chicago takes Ratu at the last pick, and they think, you know, we got Seth Jones and a first overall player in our trade. If Ratu falls out of the first round, that'd be crazy. I'm trying to think of the last time a guy was ranked first overall the year before the draft, and then didn't even go in the first round. Joe Veleno wasn't ranked first overall, but Joe Veleno was ranked top 5, and then Detroit got him 31. Holland actually made a nice pick there. Bergevin. Let's see how this trade's gonna go. Or, sorry, draft's gonna go. Who does Montreal take here? Gary, we got 2 picks left, and the guy is like taking his time. So, Montreal just took Logan Mailloux in the first round, 31st overall. This is a weird one. He's a good player, but yeah, they're talking about it on the Sportsnet stream. Basically, he screwed up big time. So because of that, he said that he didn't want to be drafted this year. He wanted more time to mature. But Montreal decided he was a good enough player that they wanted him. So, interesting pick, especially from a guy who said like he did not want to be picked. They didn't even show like his what do you call it? Like his house camera, probably because he didn't expect to be drafted after he put out a statement saying "Don't draft me." We'll see kind of how this one turns out. I think if he wanted to do this, he didn't have to take him in the first round. He could take him a lot later if a guy didn't want to get picked, but yeah, that's all I'll say on that. Was he the one with the picture of the girl? Yeah, that was who it was, Jack. Just take balls, but good on him for doing so. I thought Habs would actually get a decent pick. Radu to Chicago? Yeah, like I said, I think they might take Radu and be like, this is a first overall pick with Seth Jones. What is forfeiting 11th overall pick? So basically, Arizona cheated, and they like had their own little combine after another team's got a combine. And because of that, they had to forfeit the pick because they basically cheated for the expansion draft. The guy said, "Don't draft me." Exactly, yeah. He said, "Don't draft me." But Montreal did. And so Elliot Friedman just said, even though Mayu said don't draft me, he's still draft eligible, so they took him. So, Mayu at 31, he announced himself in the initial draft to be find his stream taken just and distributing women's photo with him. So that's playing this season. He's mentioning Carey Price okay for the start of the season. I think we mentioned that. I wonder, does Montreal tweet out the pick? They did not. Now that's very interesting. So they picked him, but they didn't tweet out the pick. Yeah, it's a weird situation. If you want him, I think you take him with a later pick, and you say, even though he said don't draft me, we are hoping he'll like grow, blah 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 blah, and you do it with a late pick, a first round pick on him. It's very interesting. And to follow up the Montreal pick, we have Stan Bowman. I think that's like a tweet. Nolan Allen. Nolan Allen. If you want to take a risk on a guy, I think you go after Atu Ratu, who was ranked first overall like before, like we were saying. Or like I like Logan Stankoven. I think Detroit has a chance. Maybe I hope Detroit takes a chance on somebody. So he played on the under-18s, 2.7 games. Prince Albert, he had 2 points in 16 games. He is a defenseman, but still 8 points, 58 games, plus 16, 25 PIMs. I mean, I can't do much other than look at the stats if I've never seen him play. They're showing some highlights right now for him. Wow, these are late rankings. This is looking like a 3rd round pick here. Earliest 2nd. Allen's value comes from skating and defense. He's already an NHL caliber skater with projectable posture, knees over toes, hip flexion, chest up. Some of these scouting reports are strange, like the things they pick up on. Lateral and backwards quickness and separation through punch turns, exited with crossovers. From the base, out of defensive rush, the NHL ready fundamentals, and a suffocating mentality. So yeah, he's a guy, I think they just said Chicago has a couple 2nd round picks. So they traded that one away. Wait, what pick is this? Oh, this is their pick they traded to Columbus. Maybe that's why they took him. They didn't know if he'd be there at 62. That's tough, yeah. I mean, if it's a guy like that. What was his ranking? 83, 59, 40. Yeah, it definitely would have been a risk for them waiting until 62, but maybe you take somebody else and then you move up in the middle of the 2nd, because it costs a lot less to move up in the middle of the 2nd round than the 1st round. So yeah, interesting pick there to end it. Interesting 1st round. Definitely did not go as I expected. At the beginning, I thought it was going to go as expected. 1 and 2 were Power and Beniers. It seemed too easy. I was like, no way. Even after McTavish, Hughes goes 4. I was like, is this draft actually not going to have surprises? But a lot of surprising picks for sure. So I think I'm going to end it there, guys. Hopefully you all enjoyed watching the draft with me. Again, I'll have my video on the Seth Jones trade sim tomorrow. I'll probably have it out like I don't know if I want to say tomorrow morning, because I might just wait until it's like everyone's. Sometimes a morning video is bad because like everyone's asleep and stuff. So maybe I'll have it out for sure in the afternoon. I'm saying, and then I might do a video on the Buchnevich trade. I don't know. Let me know. I guess. Let me know like on the last video if I should do a Buchnevich trade. I'm not gonna be live streaming tomorrow. No, I've got stuff to do, unfortunately. So yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. We peaked at like 500 viewers, maybe just over. I appreciate all the support as always, not on the stream, not even just on the stream with the videos. So yeah, I'll see you guys. You guys will see me in the videos tomorrow. A lot of videos planned this coming week actually. Seattle Cup or bust. I've got some other similar, related videos you guys should be excited for. But yeah, thank you guys all for hanging out, and